Greetings and salutations, sports fans. It's Todd Edwards coming to you live tonight from Central York High School with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, Belinda Morales behind the camera. And I'll tell you what, we're here on Youth Night, Dew, and the kids are getting ready to run out in the field. Victory over the Valley. Well, you're going to see Central York play host to Cumberland Valley Eagles tonight. And what a matchup, Dew, in terms of the game of the week. We bring the game to you, and what a game we have. Both teams 1-0 coming into tonight's contest.
Yeah, both ball clubs are 1-0 and coming off two huge season opener wins. Central York dominated last week against Central Dauphin up front with a 36-19 victory. The Panthers had over 320 yards rushing. Their feature back, Joel's Golf, had 163 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. And QB Nasir still had 1 running touchdown and a passing touchdown to all-county first-team player Parker Hines. Also, Najir DeWitt chipped in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and what a debut performance last week for starter Nazir Still at quarterback, and Joel's Goff. Can he replicate that performance this week? It'll be interesting. Nearly 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdown runs last week for Joel's Goff. And let's not forget about the passing game and the receivers Central York had, led by Parker Hines and Thad Shaw as well, a speedster who has been clocked at 4.4 speed in the 40.
Yeah, Central York did a great job of having that dual attack as far as being on the ground and also being able to pass the ball. We want to also give the fans a little bit about Cumberland Valley. Last year they were 5-5, 4-3 in the conference, and they're coming off a huge last quarter win against Mahon Township last week, 31-27, with some of the late game heroics by QB Isaac Sines. He threw a 70-yard pass, a TD pass to J.D. Hunter for the go-ahead lead for the game. QB Isaac Hines was an unstoppable dual threat, rushing for 128 yards and passing for 104 yards.
Yeah, he's a dual threat, and we want to remind our viewers tuned in tonight for Cumberland Valley, keep an eye on quarterback Isaac Sines, a dual threat quarterback for Cumberland Valley, which will be in the all-white jerseys tonight. And fans that are tuned in at home or watching maybe in a cafe somewhere, the fans are starting to respond here of course, the Cumberland Valley Eagles have already made their way out in the field, and Central Panthers are just moments away from entering the field here. It's quite a spectacle here at Panther Stadium for the entrance, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely going down. And, you know, Cumberland Valley is one of those teams where they win by committee. It takes a huge group effort with these guys because they're really a basic ground and pound type team. And as you can see, Central York is coming out. They're the powerhouse in Central Pennsylvania, and they came on really strong since the year 2018.
They have, and Central York will be wearing their all-black jerseys, and here they come, much to the delight of the home base here at Central York. Talked to Joel's Golf's brother pregame. He said he'll be wearing jersey number 0 tonight. Yep. So keep an eye on number 0, Joel's Golf. A big playmaker for the Central York Panthers.
And there's a lot of familiarity between Central York and also Cumberland Valley. They have Central York's old coach, Josh Oswald, who was here, helped build the program up to where they are right now, and now he's a head coach over at Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, head coach of Cumberland Valley. Of course, Gary Janczek in his 3rd season here at Central York, and a pretty impressive resume, just 2 losses for Coach Y in his 3rd year here. It's an amazing run for the Central York Panthers. Want to let the fans know that are tuned in. We're right in the thick of things. How about it, dude? On the Central York.
Yeah, ever since they shut down the press box, where we were able to sit on top or stand on top and look at the game. Now everything is kind of pressed in, and we're all really on top of each other. Right here with the fans. We love to be with the fans. It's always a good time. It's always a classy environment whenever we're at Central York.
Want to remind the fans that are tuned in also, we're going to have 2 sideline reporters. Marcellus Gottwald is down on the sidelines, along with Tyler Stroney. You may remember him fans from his playing days here at Central York.
Yeah, Tyler Stroney is a big-time help, man. He's always interested in being part of the task and being part of the program, so shout out to him. We also have 4 student volunteers that's working today. So check them out. They're going to help us with some stats and, you know, just get a feel for the game. They want to get into some broadcasting. Right now, we're going to go ahead and rise for the national anthem.
As we honor America with the
There you have it, sports fans, the playing of our national anthem by the Central York Marching Band on an absolutely magnificent night for football here at Central York. Game time temperature set to be 77 degrees, a clear night dew, and it should be a nice dry track for both teams tonight here at Central York.
Yeah, and both ball clubs met each other last year with Central York dominating that particular game 21-3. So we know Cumberland Valley's back. You know, they're one of those big teams that, you know, they like to run the ball a lot, chew the clock up, and, you know, really wear down defenses. So we're going to see how Central York can respond to that, you know, type of physicality that Cumberland Valley brings to the table.
Team captains look to be about set to meet at midfield for the traditional coin toss. Looks like Johnny Walker will make his way out there along with Joel's Goff. Number 72, Danny Pham, who was one of our players of the game last week out there.
Yeah, Danny Pham, we'll keep an eye on him.
Along
number
with
72.
Number 55, Colin Glassmeyer. We've called Glassmeyer's name a few times. How about it in years past? His brother, Carter Glassmeyer. Now Colin's
wearing number 55 tonight. And Danny Pham was one of our power players we had coming into this season, one of the power rankings. He was at number 4 on our power rankings.
They list Danny Pham at 6'2", 290 pounds, It's
been a nice time to go ahead and introduce some of our sponsors for tonight. Our season-long sponsors. Also have a new sponsor tonight.
We also have a new one. Let's mention York Tent and Awning.
Yep, and their sales manager, the general manager, a good friend of the program, Sean Mealy, huge supporter of Sports Shooting Stars and his company, York Tent and Awning. They go above and beyond to make sure they're involved in supporting local student athletes. You can check them out on Facebook under York Tent and Awning on Facebook. They're located at 7 East Ave, York, PA 17404. They specialize in shade solutions for residential and commercial customers, welded frames, tarps, hundreds of colors and patterns, stationary canopies, and window awnings. If you want to give them a call or check them out online, their phone number is 717-854-3806. They have some really nice pictures of some of their awnings and some of their tent work on their Facebook page as well. So go ahead and check that out.
They've been a previous sponsor of Sports Shooting Stars
they were,
in
yep,
seasons
absolutely.
past. I also want to make mention to Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil's Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, and York Area Flag Football League, all sponsors of Sports Shooting Stars. And we are just moments away from kickoff here. Central York will be moving left to right on your TV screen, again, in their all black jerseys. Matthew Parker teeing it up. Back to wearing number 99. He told me pre-game that there was no 99 orange jersey, so hence why he wore that last weekend. You remember, fans, Matthew Parker was a freshman kicker for this ball club last year for Central York in his sophomore year now.
Here's the kickoff.
And we're underway here at Central York High School.
And that's a boot.
Kickoff.
That's a great kick.
And that'll be a touchback.
All the way to the end zone. That's a great kick for the sophomore Matthew Parker.
And you can't emphasize enough, you set up the opposing team's offense and have them go 80 yards every drive when you kick that ball back as a touchback. So.
And Central York has been playing against Cumberland Valley for the last probably 5 to 6 years now. They know what to expect. They know it's going to be a ground and pound type of game. So let's see how that defense responds. One thing I think Central York is underrated at is their defense. They're so prolific on offense that, you kind of forget about the defense. But the defense does a great job of holding their opponents to less than 13 points a game. And right now, quarterback's in shotgun, and that's a handoff. Oh, not a handoff.
Quarterback keeper by Isaac Sines looking for running room on the outside and gets a few positive yardage on the first play of the game.
And Sines had a great game last game. Like I said, he was a key component, key player to help them move and advance and win that game in the fourth quarter against Manheim Township.
Manheim Township, another perennial powerhouse here in our region. And Cumberland Valley walked out with a 4-point win last week.
And that's the home of Anthony Ivy, right?
Yes, Anthony Ivy was there now at Penn State. Cumberland Valley, second down and 8. Sines looking to throw the ball.
He has a lot of time. The left-hander goes deep. And there's a catch.
His receiver, that's number 4, Patty Hernchak, 5'8", 175-pound senior. And that'll move the chains for Cumberland Valley. Big passing catch there. And want to remind the fans, lots of times they're tuned in here, Cumberland Valley is more of a ground and pound style offense, but opening things up there on that play.
Yeah, they kind of, have Central York pretty much second-guessing themselves on defense with that deep pass.
A run right up the middle by number 3. That's J.D. Hunter, another player to keep an eye on for this Cumberland Valley offense. J.D. Hunter listed at 6 foot, 190-pound senior.
And Cumberland Valley is not wasting any time. They're getting right back to the line, keeping Central York's defense reeling back a little bit, doing a great job of moving the ball past the 50-yard line to start the game.
Trips formation.
There's another pass.
Far side, the lefty.
Wide open.
Wide open, makes it look easy inside the 30, down inside the 25, and still running.
Almost breaks the tackle. And that's amazing blocking for Cumberland Valley. That's something that doesn't come up on a scoreboard on the stat sheet too much, blocking and helping your guys get open. And right now, Cumberland Valley is doing a great job of that.
That was Adam Somerville with his first reception of the game. Ball will be set up at the 22-yard line of Central. We're under 11 minutes to go in the opening quarter. First down and 10. And just from our vantage point, too, you can see that big offensive line Cumberland Valley has. Of course, you remember many years ago, a player by the name of John Ritchie played at Cumberland Valley.
That's another pass from Cumberland Valley. Kind of switching it up from what they're used to doing.
His left. And it's a quarterback keeper down the sidelines, out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
And that's
maybe a late hit there.
It's a late hit.
That was Niger DeWitt on signs. Referees are kind of talking things over there. Gary Janchak not too happy about that play.
And CV right now just driving the ball down the field. They had to go 80 yards. We mentioned that with the big time kick from Matthew Parker. And right now, CV's having no problem going 80 yards. And they're at the 4-yard line of Central York.
With that penalty, they're in first and goal from the 4. A very effective drive here, first opening series for Cumberland Valley. Full backfield here, signs and shotgun formation. Stop short. That was Bryce Starretts. Bring up a second down and goal. Starts again trying to get down near the goal line, and he makes it in.
He makes his way in.
For the score.
And just like that, only took about 2 minutes, and CV has already put 6 points on the board.
Strong offensive performance here by the Eagles with 10:22 to go.
And here's the thing. Josh Oswald, which is the coach for CV, he knows Central York. He knows that, Central York scouted them, and they knew they were going to run the ball a lot. And right now, he opened up the playbook and threw the ball about 4 times on that drive and had some big-time yardage.
The quarterback with a point after attempt is up and good, and that gives Cumberland Valley the lead. Your score, Cumberland Valley 7, Central York 0. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars as we bring the game to you. Again, we have a brief break in the action here. We want to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. They include Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, York Area Flag Football League, and York Tent and Awning, a new sponsor for tonight's game. We appreciate their support.
Right now, Central York's opportunity to have another, another strike for themselves. They're not used to being down by 7 points, but they're a very resilient team.
As you know, this team's been known to score averaging 30-some points a game, and of course, with the opening week win last week against Central Dauphin, clearly Cumberland Valley landed the first punch due, but we still have plenty of game to go here. 10:22 to go here in the open quarter. And a shorter kick. Returnable. Well, into the end zone.
Carter Vaughn can actually get his hands on the ball with that kickoff.
I want to remind the fans, Carter Vaughn, a special player on special teams, no doubt about it. He had a lot of positive yardage last week, and I would expect this game he'll have more of a player to keep an eye on again on special teams. Number 4, Carter Vaughn, junior for Central York. The offense now lines up for Central York. Ball on the 20-yard line, and again, now Central York will see what they can do, and if they can push down the field for an 80-yard drive. Coming into this game, I mean, with the success of Joel's golf last week, do you think Coach Josh Oswalt will try to stack the box, if you will, and try to force Nazir Still to throw the ball?
Nazir Still right now is in shotgun.
And there's number 11, Thad Shaw, with that 4.40 speed. How about it?
Absolutely. That's a great end-around play for Thad Shaw, picking up around about 6 or 7 yards.
6'2" senior. I tell you what, their receiving core has some height. I was down there pregame again. Central York, a lot of tall receivers for Central York. They give to Joel's Goff out to about the 35-yard line. I want to remind the fans it's youth night here tonight, where they had young players from the youth leagues along with young cheerleaders here pre-game on the field as the Central York team ran out.
Ball to Niger DeWitt.
Niger DeWitt now
Good
running
blocking
for the chains and pat out to about the 45-yard line.
And Central York advances for a first down.
And we noticed a little bit of that last week, too. Their 1-2 punch of the running game with Joel's Goff and Niger DeWitt.
21-yard gain. 10-yard gain.
New set of downs for Central York with just over 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from Central York. They give to Joel's Goff, looking for running room on the far sideline. Down the far sideline. First down and more inside the 40-yard line. Joel's Goff kind of picking up where he left off last week, dude.
And as we said, Joel's Goff last week had about 23 carries for 163 yards. Did a great job of providing a lot of offensive production for Central York.
And already has a Division I offer to Old Dominion, and the way he continues to play as a junior, I have a feeling he'll pick up a few more D1 offers.
He'll continue to pick him up. One of the top backs in our county this year, behind Jaheim White.
Jaheim White, yes. York High at Hempfield. We hope to have a score for that game.
And there's Nazir
Quarterback
Still.
Keeper by Nazir Still on the far side. Runs out of bounds.
Picks up a few yards, a few positive yards for the Panthers.
Running behind that big offensive line of Central York, you see Danny Pham out there. Shotgun formation for Nazir Still. In motion, Joel's Goff.
Niger DeWitt with the ball. That's Niger DeWitt, number 21.
Near the first down marker there, too. Positive yardage. And again, the Central York Ball Club now on their first drive, moving the ball downfield. Being told they're just short of the first down. Be a third down and one, ball on the 29-yard line with just under 8.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. We mentioned another big game being played tonight. Hempfield is hosting York High. York High looking for their first win against the Hempfield Black Knights. Red Lion travels to West York. Ooh, and you kind of heard the pads crunch on that play, from
Absolutely. Two offensive line and the defensive line going at it right there in the front.
And that was enough for the first down. A new set of downs for Central York with just under 8 minutes to go. Ball will be set up at the 28-yard line. A beautiful sunset here, this Friday night.
Still back for a deep pass.
Going deep and just overthrew his intended receiver, Thad Shaw.
And Nasir Still took some heat with that pass there, too.
Yeah,
Put him on his butt, one of the CV players.
As I mentioned earlier, Thad Shaw, a senior for Central York, listed at 6'2", 185 pounds. 4.440. I mean, just incredible
Speedster.
speed. Oh, yes.
Speedster, for sure.
Yeah. Brings up a second down and 10 with 7:39 to go.
Nasir still in shotgun. Hand off to
The
Joel's
give
Golf.
Joel's Golf, plenty of running room, and
That's a
gap
violent
closed.
hit right there. But Joel's Golf did a great job. A lot of things that people don't recognize is the offseason. The things that people do in the offseason. I've seen Joel's Golf probably put on around 11 to 12 pounds from last year to, well, in the last 2 years, put around about 11 pounds of muscle and put a lot of work in on the offseason. Big shout out to Joel's Golf and what you do, you know, when
Not
outside
just
of
on
the game.
field,
Yeah,
but outside. Yes.
absolutely. Get
the off hours, if you will, and dedicated to the game here.
And it's another
Again,
run.
to Joel's Golf, running right up the middle of that defense.
And the key for Central York is the big men up front. They had to push Cumberland Valley back and allow Joel's Golf to get those openings so he can hit the holes and get those major yardage.
Now, interesting, not quite a first down, 4th down and 1.
It's 4th and 1, and they're in field goal range.
Yeah, interesting here.
But right
what
now,
decision Coach Y will do. And it looks like they're planning to go for it here. Now, they, as you mentioned, they're in field goal.
Central York has been very aggressive. They have Nasir still in shotgun. Only need 1 yard. He can get that 1 yard going straight up the gut. Let's see what they call.
Trips formation, far side for Central York.
It looks like there's a white flag on the field there, Todd. And that's just an out route.
And a big
and that's an easy pass for the first down.
By number 23,
23.
Malachi Ramnath, his first reception of tonight's game. Malachi, 6'3", sophomore for Central York. And as the fans can hear, there's a few fans of Malachi here in the stands.
Malachi also plays basketball for Central York on the JV team, so big shout out to Malachi, two-sport player.
New set of downs, ball on the 15-yard line, still looking to throw the ball.
It's up, he's open.
And he's got it, touchdown.
And that's a touchdown.
Ethan Carlos with the touchdown.
The 6-foot junior, Ethan Carlos, for a touchdown. Great pass from Nasir Steele.
Much to the crowd faithful here, they're enjoying it.
There's a lot of question marks at that quarterback position when you lose a guy like Bo Perbula.
Oh,
and he's not here. He's, like I said again, one guy, once in a decade type of player,
Kind of
in
like
my
Eli
opinion.
Brooks was for Spring Grove. Yeah,
Absolutely. But I believe Nasir stepped up very well. He had a running touchdown last week for about 55 yards. He had a passing touchdown. And right there, he's staying cool and calm in the pocket and delivering a strike, and that's for a touchdown. And they go for a 2-point conversion.
Oh, and stop short of that 2-point conversion. Interesting play call there, Du.
Interesting to go for a 2-point conversion when you can just tie the game up 7-7. So it might be a battle of the minds going on right now between Coach Janchik and also Coach Josh Osborne for Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, but you have a great kicker in Matthew Parker. You would feel you utilize him, but decision was made to go for the 2-point, and right now, Cumberland Valley clinging to a 1-point lead, 7-6 right now with 5:46 to go here in the opening quarter.
Now that's a questionable call, as we said before, but we also know that Central York can put up a lot of points on offense, so it's not a big, huge loss at all, but it's also a gamble and also playing aggressive. So I think, Coach Janchik's coming in playing aggressive, and they know this game may come down to a 3-point game, 2-point game, and he wants to take that advantage and go up by 1.
Well,
Didn't work out that time, but hey, it's a long game to go. Right now, the score is 7-6. Cumberland Valley's up with 5 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. Want to thank all the fans for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. This game is being viewed right now live on YouTube, also on cable channel 18 of York, Roku, and also on my page, Du Jones page on Facebook.
And as the fans can hear, the Central York Marching Band, very happy with that sequence earlier by Central York. Matthew Parker, deep kick, and
Matthew Parker with another boot in the end zone.
Yes. And Matt kicking that ball very effectively. And again, forcing Cumberland Valley for another 80-yard drive if they intend to score. I want to remind the fans that are tuned in, Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the game to you each and every week. Next week, we travel to Smalls Athletic Field. Du, I know you're familiar with Smalls Athletic Field. They'll play host to Carlisle Thundering Herd next Friday, right here with Sports Shooting Stars. But back to the action here, Cumberland Valley with a run.
The key for Central York this time is not allows Cumberland Valley to pass the ball as well as they did in the first possession. They passed the ball at will, had some big chunk yardage, and just moved the ball down the field with no problem. Everybody knows CV for running the ball, but right now passing is something different. And I think Coach Josh Oswald kind of caught Central York off guard.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see if Central can get a 3 and out here and get their offense back on the field. And there you go.
And that's a good stuff.
Running into a wall of defenders there.
That's a good stuff up the middle.
That will bring up a 3rd down and 8 with just over 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from Central York High School. Dominic Grove there in on the tackle. Number 10, junior.
Got to keep an eye on number 7, Isaac Signs, the quarterback. He's only 5'11". He's a senior, but he puts up some major yardage, and he's a primetime player. Another good pass. And that's a 1st down for CV.
Patty Hernchak. And that may be enough to move those chains, do. And it is. A new set of downs for Cumberland Valley.
Isaac Signs, the quarterback for Cumberland Valley, looks very comfortable in the pocket, delivering a couple strikes. And right now, he's moving his team down the field and getting those 1st downs when they need it.
Ball on the 33-yard line of Cumberland. And some movement there along the defensive line. Looks like that was Scott Monk that jumped off sides. Be a 5-yard penalty. Bring up a 1st down and 5. And a running play right up the middle, and plenty of running room into Central territory. Looks like number 42. And that's Bryce Starritz, who had the touchdown earlier.
Yeah, Bryce Starritz, the running back and linebacker, listed at 6'1", 220. Only a junior. He's a big boy out there. He has a touchdown early in this game. Keep an eye on for Cumberland Valley. Number 81, 6'3", 190 junior.
That's Tazir Oganake. But we're back to action here. Another big run by Starritz. And I'll tell you what, he's kind of starting to get his wheels underneath him here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see Coach Josh Oswald over there. He's fired up. He's one of those coaches who stays fired up on the sideline the whole time. He's running up and down the field and getting his guys motivated. And they really feed off that energy that Josh Oswald brings to the table.
Ball set up at the 30-yard line of Central with just under 4 minutes to go. Signs back in shotgun formation. And that was Joshua Wagenheim with a carry.
And right now, Todd, you don't see any weaknesses between Central York and Cumberland Valley. Both teams are looking very prolific out there with moving the ball down the field, passing, running the ball, just being a dual threat. And that's going to be very tough for any team to beat when you can run the ball and throw the ball and have confidence on the offense and defensive side.
And you wonder maybe if we'll be seeing an offensive shootout.
There's another pass.
Oh, Signs looking to throw the ball deep downfield. All the receivers are covered. He's going to scramble out of the pocket. And
Signs makes something out of nothing.
Yes.
Similar to what he did last week against Manhunt Township. He pretty much was that guy that kept making plays every time CV needed it.
The 3rd down and 2. Ball set up at the 28-yard line.
I want to give a quick shout out to Bruce Wahlberg, one of our sponsors for Dean's Auto Plaza. He's a big CV fan. I know he's watching here tonight. He really supports Cumberland Valley, Dean's Auto Plaza. One of our sponsors, really a season-long sponsor for the last 3 years, I believe.
Signs looking to throw
Signs back for another pass.
Oh,
Good
a
hit.
big hit.
And Najir DeWitt
Najir DeWitt
pretty much laid him out with that big-time hit.
laying the hammer down on that play.
Wasn't for Najir, that would have been a completed pass.
And that brings up a 4th down and 2, due. Ball on the 21-yard line. It looks to me as if Cumberland Valley's offense is staying out on the field. They're going to be aggressive here. They're not going to bring out the field goal unit.
Here it is, 4th and 2. Like I said, it's a battle of the minds right now. I think Coach Josh Oswald and Yanchas are going at it. Give it to the big guy. He stretches out. He gets
like
that
he may have gotten
4-yard gain.
And that's Bryce Starritz. 6'1", 220 running back. A new set of downs for Cumberland Valley. I want to let the fans know we're kind of seated right beside the band, so you're going to hear not just us, but some melodies as the evening progresses here. at Central
Absolutely.
York.
And as we said before, a lot of these fields, when they were designed and built, the gyms, they wasn't built to go live stream, and do live games. So have to be right in the mix of the crowd, and that's what it is.
Back to the running game here for Cumberland Valley. Ball on the 15-yard line, 2nd down and 5.
Another handoff.
And with a running back that size, his wheels start getting moving. It kind of can wear out an opposing defense there.
Yeah, number 42, Bryce Starrett. They're using him as Central York uses Jewel's golf. Giving him a lot of touches. He's probably going to touch the ball tonight between 18 to 20 times and pretty much keep pounding the ball. And then once they pound the ball and Central York starts to, close in on the box, that's when they go for the pass.
And they give to Starrett, looking for running room, and near the first down marker, far side. We'll see the call here, Looks like he's short. We'll bring up a 4th down and 2, and my guess from Coach Oswald's perspective, keep the foot on the pedal, keep going for it, huh?
Yeah, here's another 4th and 2 for CV. This be a huge momentum booster if Central York can stop them on this 4th and 2. That's what they need.
Yep, 4th down and 2, ball on the 12-yard line. And a quarterback keeper, Signs keeps it, gets the 1st down and more, and it'll be a 1st down and goal now for Cumberland Valley. 56 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Again, your score, Cumberland Valley 7, Central York 6. You're watching week 2 of YIAA action, non-conference style this week. As I remind the fans, the first 3 weeks traditionally high school football or non-conference matchups.
CV stays in that shotgun set.
Starrett gets brought down.
And that's a good hit. Niger DeWitt's doing a great job of laying some big-time hits, number 21 for Central York.
Ball on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal.
Got to watch a slant play here with the receivers. They haven't really passed the receivers on any slant plays, but they like to do this inside the 10-yard line, so keep an eye on the slant play. And that's a quarterback keeper. Design
looking
run.
For running room. He's not going to get much.
Yeah, but he's still pushed forward with that gain, bringing the ball to about the 2-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down, and that should be the final play of the first quarter. Again, with your score, Cumberland Valley 7, Central York 6. Been an interesting first quarter,
a lot of yardage, a lot of choke yardage, pickups, a lot of offense in the first quarter. Only 7-6, but it was really proficient, football in the first quarter, and we're looking forward to the second quarter and see what they bring to the table.
No 3 and out yet. How about it?
No 3 and out. Both teams went for it on every 4th down they had so far. And Central York also went for the gamble when they scored and went for a 2-point conversion.
Yes.
So if people are just tuning in right now and see that 7-6, it's not a block extra field. Not an extra point. It was actually an attempt for a 2-point conversion that they did not complete.
I want to remind the fans, Central York next week will be on the road at Hempfield next week in week 3. We'll be traveling to Smalls Athletic Field next Friday. That'll be our first chance to see Division I commit from West Virginia, Jaheim White, against the Carlisle Thundering Herd. All action taking place next Friday. And please subscribe to our YouTube page, Sports Shooting Stars, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma Pizza of Dallastown, York Area Flag Football League, and York Tent and Awning, all sponsors for tonight's game between Cumberland Valley and Central York. With the start of the second quarter, Cumberland Valley now switches sides. The ball will be set up on the 4-yard line, 3rd down and goal.
Here's that third down again that Central York has not stopped CV the whole game so far on third down. They need to stop right here. Let's see if it happens. And they stand straight up at the line.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they needed. And you can already know that CV is going to go for it. They went for it on fourth down before, but them being so close, they're going to go for it. QB Isaac Signs.
Isaac Signs,
Isaac
correct.
Signs is doing a great job of, releasing and hitting that outside and getting those extra yards that they need. Keep an eye on number 7.
Now, it looks like the ball's set up just inside the 5 at the 4-yard line now.
This is a 4th and 4.
So 4th and 4. Sides back in.
It is a pivotal moment of this game. And that's what Central York needs right now. Stop. Let's see what happens. That's
Signs
a rollout.
rolls to his
Nothing
left.
there. He passes.
Incomplete. And the ball will be turned over to the Central York Panthers on their 4-yard line. But an impressive stand there by Central York's defense.
That's one of the best plays so far for Central York on defense in this game. That's exactly what they needed to get the ball back and, pretty much chew some more of that clock up. They're on the 4-yard line, so they got to be careful because CV's coming in. Expect to see some blitzes and some more packages, from Coach Oswald.
Central York only has to go 96 yards to score. Plenty of time. 11:22 to go here in the second quarter.
And as we said before, Central York has speedsters, so they got guys out there that can, make plays off the catch or off the run. But expect to see Joel's Golf, number 0, get the ball. Nasir still pass. He goes deep.
He's going deep. Thad Shaw in and out of his hands, and a flag called there on the far side.
There's a flag called to the delight of the Central York fans.
Yes. I think that may be Thad Shaw's dad yelling. I know him from volleyball. Yes.
There it is.
His daughter, who's now at the University of Buffalo playing.
Both his kids are really good student athletes and play excellent sports.
Pass interference call called on Cumberland Valley.
Well, that's a great play call, I believe, from Coach Janssen. Opens up the field a little bit, and it got him out of that 4-yard line.
Some movement there. On the right side, the offensive line. We'll see. We're awaiting the call here. False start called.
And we were here last week, Todd, with Central York versus Cumberland. I'm sorry, Central York versus
Central Dolphin.
Central Dolphin last year. Sorry, take a swallow. But the fans today, it's even more fans here tonight than it was the game last week.
But there's something about Friday night lights, do. Friday night high school football, and we have it here. Oh, and
that's
out,
interception.
Off. Pass was intended for number 5,
Looks like a little bit of
Hines.
miscommunication between Nasir Steele and his wide receiver. The
Parker
ball
Hines.
was the Parker Hines. We didn't call Parker Hines' name yet
Not
this
today.
game, so trying to give him the ball, get him, working out and getting on the field, and interception happened.
First turnover for Cumberland Valley. And wow, what an opportunity now. The ball will be set up at the 11-yard line of Central York with 11:11 to go. And great field position for the Eagles here.
And just like that, CV's in a great position to score some points.
Signs with the ball, under pressure, and not much going there, do.
Signs is a very, very nimble player. It's hard to get one guy to tackle him. He always finds a way to kind of maneuver his way into, And normally when we watch CV, they're normally behind the center. But so far in this game,
in the end zone.
Two for Cumberland Valley.
That's Caden Pines. And a touchdown for Cumberland Valley. And just like that, do CV with the lead. 13-6 here with the point pending. Snap is down, the kick is up, and good. And your score, Cumberland Valley 14, Central York 6. And just like that, 2 touchdowns for Cumberland Valley. I want to remind the fans that maybe are elsewhere tonight watching a game, if you want to chime in with your score from the game that you're attending, we'd appreciate it. Dallastown travels to Manheim Township tonight.
Just got an update. Dover, Southwestern over Dover. Southwestern 6, Dover 0 in the second quarter. Thank you, B. Millie, for that hookup.
Both Dover and Southwestern with 1-0 records as well, do. Dover moving to Division II in YIAA. Cumberland Valley getting set to kick off with 10:27 to go. Andrew Rice getting ready to kick off for Cumberland Valley. Returnable kick, takes a bounce and into the end zone. Be a touchback. Central was set up at the 20-yard line. Full backfield there with Still, Joels Goff, and Niger DeWitt. And the ball given to Joels Goff, and he's stopped. Here for no gain, do. A 3rd down and 5, ball on the 25-yard line of Central.
Looks like Central York is taking their time.
Yeah, with just under 9.5 minutes to go right now, you're certainly hearing this Cumberland Valley fan base. Visitors making some noise.
Nasir Steele with the rollout. Doesn't see anything. Spins.
And brought down by number 41, Anthony Bruscino. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 8, and that'll bring out the punting unit for Central York. CV back to set, receive the punt.
Nice punt from Matthew Parker, sophomore for Central York.
Oh, and it takes
a CV bounce.
Yes, inside the 40.
Around the 40-yard line.
Great field position for Cumberland Valley to start things off here with 8:35 to go. Again, your score, Cumberland Valley 14, Central York 6. And it would be a good time to remind our fans, we'd like to give a thanks to our sponsors, Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sport, S3 Performance Training, Parma Pizza Dallastown, York Area Flag Football League, and York Tent and Awning, all sponsors for Sports Shooting Stars. And back to action here, Cumberland Valley.
And right now, Central York is in unfamiliar territory as far as being down and not having that offense clicking. I can't remember a time that Central York only had 6 points going into the second quarter. They can score points on the offense or defensive side, so expect to see Central York bounce back. But right now, they're looking a little bit out of their character as far as having a home game and playing against, CV, who they beat last year 21-3. Starrett's is still chewing.
Starrett's just grinding it out here. And
still doing his thing, number 42.
Yeah,
big
first
back.
down. Well, you can see that from our vantage point here.
He's a big guy, number 42, Bryce.
Remember last year, the big touchdown reception, Bo to Parker Hines. It was like a 90-yard touchdown reception at Cumberland Valley. course, Bo, we have had a chance to see him on the sidelines last night's game, and signs with the quarterback keeper up the middle.
Did get a chance to watch that Penn State game versus Purdue, which went right down to the wire.
What a game.
Had a lot of guys from around our area as far as playing for Penn State. Nicholas Singleton, Bo Perbula, of course, Anthony Ivy.
And the training staff is running out here.
And also Dallastown Wildcats old kicker is up there as well.
Mitchell Groh.
Mitchell Groh.
It's number 45 for Central. Dayton Bagwell coming off the sidelines, being tended to by the training staff. Second down and 4, ball on the 17-yard line. And Cumberland Valley's threatening for more here, too.
Yeah, they're definitely knocking on the door, looking to go up by 2 scores. Central York did a great job last time of stopping them on a 4th and 4. Maybe he can do that again. But, you know, going up 2 scores is key for Coach Oswald.
Signs looking to throw the ball. Everyone covered downfield, flushed out of the pocket, far side, and brought down out of bounds.
And I believe that's enough for a first down. Right now we had some technical difficulties with the
on the field with 5:03. And again, Cumberland Valley. Throw the ball down to Parker Hines at the 10, out to the 15-yard line near the sideline, and brought out late out of bounds there. No flag called on that play. Parker Hines with his first reception. Bring up a 3rd down and 9.
I want to apologize to the fans. Like I said, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. CV did have a strike, another score by the quarterback, Isaac Signs. Central York is down right now, 21-6.
And a flag thrown on the play there, Dew.
Going through some technical difficulties right now. I see we just talked about Bruce Wahlberg. He just walked into this game, big CV fan. Also the sponsor for Dean's Auto Plaza. And that's not
quarterback
Still.
keeper by Still.
And that brings up about
it'll bring up a 4th down.
That'd be about a 4th and 3, I believe, Ty. 4th and 6.
4th and 6.
And Central York has to play smart football and kick it away.
Yeah, kick it away. Battle of field position here as Matthew Parker makes his way back onto the field.
I want to give the fans a quick update. There was a score from CV, from the quarterback, about a 22-yard run into the end zone.
Isaac Signs.
Isaac Signs still having a great season, and that was very close to a...
Yeah, and a flag thrown. It'll take a central bounce inside the 45, inside the 40 now as it rolls down.
Nice central bounce.
With 3:36 to go, your score, Cumberland Valley 21, Central York 6. We thank you for tuning in to Sports Shooting Stars. It's Todd Edwards, Dew Jones, and you this Friday night as we are enjoying a magnificent night for football. A little cooler tonight than last Saturday when we were out here. How about it, Dew? Midday football last Saturday as we brought the game to you as Central York defeated Central Dauphin. But tonight, right now, Cumberland Valley up 21-6.
Getting some other scores from around the league. Northeastern 0, Redland 0. York High and Henfield 6-6 so far. Dover 0, Southwestern 13. Want to thank the fans for the update.
And another flag thrown here. I'm not sure,
And we can't stress enough, Todd, when we're going live and doing a live stream, there's so much that can happen. There's so many cell phones and Wi-Fi connections here in the stand. So, anything can happen, but, we're dedicated to keeping the game on and trying to give the fans the best view of the game. I want to thank them for being patient with us as we're working out the little kinks to start the season.
There's really no preseason for us, is there, Dew? We just jump right into it. With
Absolutely.
2 games last week. This is our 3rd game of the season. And again, we thank the fans for tuning in and understanding.
Yep, a couple thousand views last game for each game, so I really appreciate the fans tuning in and checking out the game. Right now, CV has the ball in total control so far in this first half. I mean, total control.
Yes.
Central York cannot keep up with the speed from quarterback Isaac Signs. He's doing whatever he wants to do out there, number 7 for CV. And also number 42, Bryce Sturridge.
Yeah, another.
Hopefully a band can get some excitement on the defensive side, and Central York can have a couple of stops or maybe even a possible turnover.
Back to that running game, but Signs quarterback keeper, near side.
Starrett with the ball.
Starts with the carry.
And he's tackled by committee.
Yes. I believe that they're going to be short of the first down here.
We're going to get some sideline reporting at halftime. Let us know about some stats from both teams. You know, what's being said on the sideline and, you know, just their feel from the field position down there with the players.
Sides with the carry. First down and more, near sideline, brought out of bounds.
And Signs is pretty much putting his team on his back and doing
Yes,
whatever
he
he wants. He's playing with a vengeance, and he's really doing a great job of creating those plays and keeping the ball in CV's hands.
And their offense, a little bit of that option run now. You notice that, and he's created that with the running back, number 42, Starrett. So, you know, he's kind of fooling the Central defense in terms of who to go after. Both highly effective runners.
Yeah, years prior, I always seen CV with their quarterback underneath the center, but this year they're in shotgun, so Coach Oswald's trying to give him a different look. Now, here's a pass play. Signs is on his feet. He's running, and that's a good pass.
Oh, and it completes the pass. Looks like to number 4. That's Patty Hernchak. We've called his name a couple times.
And that's a great rundown from number 55, Colin Glassmeyer, but just not enough for Signs because he got a chance to still get that pass off for a first down.
Yeah. And a new set of downs for Cumberland Valley.
And that's a tough
right
play.
Up the middle, breaks
and that's a strong stiff arm
for the touchdown.
Good gracious,
man! And his second touchdown tonight.
Bryce Starrett, he's almost looking like a college player out there playing against amongst boys. I mean, he's stiff-arming and it's going right through the defense and doing what he wants. Right now, Central York fans and just the ball club are not used to having a score like this, being down 27. I'm sorry, with the score being 27-6.
Stunned crowd here at Panthers Stadium.
As we say, it's any given Friday, any given Saturday, any team can win. And we also seen teams, you know, come in the first half and be like gangbusters. Everything rolls for them, everything's working. Then the second half, different things happen, and the ball goes out the opposite way.
Kick is up and good.
And the point after for Eagles is good.
And your score, Cumberland Valley 28, Central York 6 with 2 minutes even to go here.
Central York has to get their offense rolling. Has to get their offense rolling.
It's not often you see this Central York team, as you mentioned, down by this many points. Your coach, Janchek, what do you say to your team here, particularly with 2 minutes to go and then heading into halftime?
Well, this is the 2-minute drill, right? That's what you work. It's what every football team has, a 2-minute drill. You want to be able to score, put some points on the board within 2 minutes. So right now it's very key for Central York to at least get 3 points or a touchdown, you know, within this 2 minutes, because they get the ball back in the second half. So, you know, they can chip their way back into the game. But right now it's all CV. It's all Starrett's, you know, their
running back, number 42, Bryce Starrett.
And also the quarterback.
Yeah, Isaac Signs right now. And
Isaac Signs is almost impossible to stop right now for Central York. They have to shore up their defense if they want to stay in this game. Right now, CV's doing what they want, when they want. And that's a short kick
for Central.
Picked up on the bounce. He has room.
And he has plenty of running.
He has room.
Running. DeWitt brought down near the 40-yard line.
That's not Jared DeWitt, number 21.
Yes.
Now, Jared DeWitt, sometimes that unsung hero. He was a big part of that program last year with all those wins. He does what he has to do. He's a boost of speed every time he has the ball, and he can play great defense. He's a hitter out there on the defensive end.
No doubt about it, and proving his worth on the special teams unit here. Big run, and maybe that's the spark Central York needs here as quarterback. Nazir
that puts
Still
Central York
brings
great
his
field
offense
position
out onto the field. And a pitch out to Joel's Goff.
See, I never understood why you would pitch on the small side of the field like that. You know, you don't have much room to, you know, to operate and do what you need to do. So that's a small side of the field where they pitch the ball. Like to see Joel's Golf go off to the right-hand side where he has a lot more real estate.
Plenty of space. Yeah, exactly.
A lot more real estate to do what he needs to do. And so far, Joel's Golf has been contained so much for most of this first half.
And on that particular play, 3 defenders for Cumberland Valley in pursuit. Joel's Golf.
Face mask penalty against the Eagles.
And that's a face mask.
Wow, that'll
Tack on 15 more yards. That's going to
15-yard
put
penalty.
Central York around the 38-yard mark.
And again, we mentioned a big series here for Central York. Looking to get back into this before halftime.
Ball at the 42.
1:46 to go. Still plenty of time
41.
for Central York with 2 timeouts.
Very key for Central York to get a score here and get the ball back in the second half, which they will get the ball back in the second half. It just has to be one play at a time. Have great clock management, but also have great play calling. And and run your 2-minute drill. Right there, Nasir still out for another pass. It's going deep. He's open.
Joel's Golf
Bang.
at the 15.
Bang! And he's
Down
on his feet.
inside the 10.
Great play call.
That
Great play call. That's that wheel route that Joel's Golf likes to run. They scored on that during the scrimmage this year. I watched the scrimmage game. They scored on that play right there. That was a great opportunity, great play from Joel's Golf from Nasir Still.
And you can hear the Central York fan base here. They want a touchdown with just under a minute and a half to go. Sets up this Panther offense on the 8-yard line. First down and goal for Still in his offense to give to Joel's Golf. Looking to run off tackle. Flag thrown.
And Joel's Golf has the ball already almost to the 1-yard line.
Well, we'll see here, a flag thrown.
Sometimes you see that flag thrown, you know it's maybe a holding call on the offense. Lightning quick Joel's Golf is when he has the ball. He has great field awareness and field vision. Hits those gaps very fast. And that looks like that is against Central York. They're going to bring the ball back. With about a minute and 12 seconds to go in the first half.
Ball be set up at the 15-yard line now of Cumberland Valley. Still now rolling to his left, looking towards the end zone. Parker Hines, touchdown.
Still great job staying in the pocket.
Touchdown reception. And
Get
just
it to Parker Hines. Number 5, the all-county player, Parker Hines.
His second touchdown of the season, Parker Hines. And just like that, Central back into this game with 1:01 to go. Kind of saw that play develop, and it was a thing of beauty here from the sidelines. Timeout Panthers. Interesting to see what they do here. Do you try to go for that 2-point conversion? Just a thought, but again, when you have a kicker like Matthew Parker, it's an automatic point.
And you might want to, I think that's what Coach Johnson's doing right now. He's talking about if they want to do that 2-point conversion, wouldn't be a bad idea. At this point going into halftime, we know Matthew Parker can hit that extra point with no problem. But right now, it's all about play calling, what Coach Johnson sees is best for his ball club. Another update: Southwestern 20, Dover 0.
Both teams came into that game 1-0, and right now the Mustangs all over the Eagles. And keep in mind, Southwestern in Division I as well here in YA.
Yes, they are. And every now and again, every couple years, you hear Southwestern pops up with a really strong team in football. Just keep an eye on Southwestern. They can pop up and
I think back in the early '90s under Doug Seidenstricker, they were one of the top teams.
Top teams, yep.
Yeah. Under Southwestern.
It looks like Central York is going to go for that 2-point conversion. They're staying aggressive on offense. They believe in their offense. Let's see what can happen.
And you see back there, that's Nasir DeWitt running off tackle.
Nasir
and he
DeWitt
puts it in.
with a quick 2 points.
He was back almost like in a Wildcat style offense there on that
Absolutely.
play.
I like that formation with the Wildcat. Having Nasir DeWitt. As I said, Nasir DeWitt, number 21, he's really an unsung hero for Central York on the offensive side and on the defensive side.
All three phases of the game, Niger DeWitt plays, as was evident there on that special team play. And it kind of gives now Central back in it with just down by 2 touchdowns.
And as we just said, Niger DeWitt is also one of the leading tacklers on the defensive side for Central York. So
and
number 21.
For an interception or two, you know, particularly last year.
And just like that, it's only a 2-score game.
Yeah.
And Central York gets the ball back in the second half.
It's very important for the Central York Panther team defensively to hold Cumberland Valley and go into halftime just down by 2 touchdowns. Not exactly familiar territory for Central York being down by 2 scores. Matthew Parker getting set to kick off to Cumberland Valley.
And how about that skyline, Todd?
It's beautiful.
Looks beautiful. Beautiful
we have
skyline.
a bird's eye view of it, and picture worthy, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Parker's kick, end over end, returnable inside the 5.
Off to the races.
Big
Wow.
time. Now Matthew
One guy to
Parker's
beat.
back there.
That's not what you wanted from Central York. It didn't want a return guy to go up 60 yards on you with less than 1 minute to go before you go into halftime.
Yeah. That third phase of football, special teams. And boy, this sets up Cumberland Valley. I want to remind the fans, Cumberland Valley has all 3 timeouts with 53 seconds to go. And I don't believe Cumberland Valley's settling to be heading into halftime here. They're looking for more here right now. Empty backfield set.
There's blood in the water right now for
inside the 30. Steps out of bounds. First down. A new set of downs. Ball on the 28-yard line. Signs back in shotgun formation. Delivers down the seam.
And that's a catch. Good gracious.
Unbelievable, dude.
On Niger DeWitt in 2 plays already. CV's right down the score in less than 20 seconds.
Oh, it's...
And you can almost expect the ball to go to number 42, Bryce Starrett. He's been having a great first half so far. He's been pretty much unstoppable when he gets the ball. They only need 1 yard.
First down and goal.
And there it is. Central York did a great job stopping him straight up.
Bracket on that play there, Dew. Bring up a second down as the clock continues to tick. All 3 timeouts here for Cumberland Valley. Looks like they'll call their first.
Right now, Central York's defense has to wake up. You know, right now, CV's doing it on all phases. They're doing it on the offensive side, defensive side, and also on special teams. That special team, run back that just happened really opened up the door and put CV at the 1 yard line, basically.
Just a moment ago, we were talking about Central being down by 2 scores. It could be down by 3 scores here. The ball on the looks like officially on the 2 yard line with 17 seconds to go. We'll see what Cumberland Valley has dialed up here, Dew. A big crowd has converged here at Panther Stadium.
Oh, it's a huge crowd. This is the first Friday Night Lights game for Central York, and everybody has came out here tonight. Maybe we'll scan the camera towards the end of during halftime and check out some of these big-time plays. Big-time players.
And the crowd here on Central side. Sides with the quarterback keeper, and he's going to walk in.
Wow.
Just like that. Sides
just like
now
that. And CV had 1 minute to score, and they only needed 47 seconds. They had 1 minute to score and took 47 seconds and won pretty much the whole length of the field. And Signs has been totally unstoppable so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about potentially, I mean, it's very early, dude, but I mean, players of the first half will clearly Isaac Signs and their running back for Cumberland Valley, Bryce Starretts.
And unless,
between the two of them, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. They're the 1-2 punch right now, and they're unstoppable. I know Coach Oswald is very happy with his ball club for how they played in the first half, coming on the road to a powerhouse like Central York and really putting up these big numbers. I mean, 35-14 over Central York at their home.
And I think defensively for Central, they've been really unable to get that 3 and out, dude. We've talked about it last week, particularly with Dallastown and the Hempfield. They were just never able to get them out 3 and out defensively, and just Hempfield wore out Dallas. Tonight, something
different
similar.
story.
Cumberland Valley, I mean, just bringing it to them, this Central Ball Club. 13 seconds to go.
Right now, Central York is down by 3 touchdowns going into the halftime. Still a lot of football left in this game.
Yeah, a whole second half. Of course, Central getting set to receive the ball. Have 1 timeout remaining. Deep kick. That's going to be a touchback. And now we'll see what Central can do with 13 seconds and 1 timeout remaining, led by their senior quarterback, Nazir Still.
And you wonder what play calling is going to happen with 13 seconds. You're going to play it safe and be conservative. You know, just give the ball to Joel's Golf and see what he can get out of it and go into halftime knowing that you're going to get the ball back in the second half. Or are you going to push it a little bit and try to go ahead and, you know, go for a deep ball, look for a penalty of some sort, you know, and try to score. Got to stay aggressive, especially if you're down by 3 touchdowns.
And now down by 3, as you mentioned, down by 3 scores.
And there's a play right there. Maybe he can get out of
quarterback
bounds.
Keeper.
And he does.
Brought out of bounds with 7 seconds to go.
And that's a tough tackle.
And the clock continues to run as he stepped out of bounds. It looked like there's still 7 seconds remain. They may have to add.
And they may adjust that. I think it's around, like you said, between 5 to 7 seconds left on the clock.
And it looks like a timeout called by Central. Ball looks like it'll be set up on the 31-yard line.
Coming on the sideline here is Bruce Wahlberg for D's Auto Plaza.
You may have seen his commercials from time to time.
I actually seen his commercial last night during the Penn State game.
Looking for an automobile, you may want to check out Dean's Auto Plaza.
He's wearing his CV gear. He's in enemy territory wearing his CV gear, and he has a big smile on his face right now.
He was up there last week at Cumberland Valley to witness their win over Manheim Township, and
this will be the last play of the first half. Nothing going.
Stills with the keeper, and we've arrived at halftime with your score. Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 14, as both teams make their way back to the locker room. Do your thoughts so far here in the first half?
Not what I expected. It was a very slow first quarter with the score only being 7-6. That second quarter, CV just exploded. 29 points in the second quarter alone for CV. It was only a 7-6 game at the end of the first quarter.
Yes, and just like that, we've arrived at halftime.
And Danny Pham, I'm looking at number 72 for Central York. He's
walking off with a trainer there.
He has a trainer right there.
Yeah, what happened with Danny Pham, but if you're a Central York fan, a disappointing first half, and clearly Cumberland Valley winning the first half. We'll see if that can carry over to the second half and what adjustments Central can make heading into halftime here.
Not what Central York wanted coming into this game. They had to wake up. Coach Janssen does a great job of getting his guys fired up, having them prepared to play. He's always been great at having them prepared to play, and can't take that away from one half of a game. Let's see how they finish the game, Central York. They got to come out and do better on defense. Right now, they can't stop Signs. That's basically what it is. Number 42, Bryce Starretts, and also the quarterback, number 7, Isaac Signs. unstoppable so far for for CV,
Yeah,
and doing exactly what they want to do whenever they had the ball.
and clearly our first half player of the game would have to go to Signs, and their running back Starritz, but still a whole second half of action to go.
And keep an eye out for CV. Their marching band is going to go ahead and perform during the halftime, and we're going to go ahead and watch that performance. But right now, let's go ahead and do a quick interview with our guy, Bruce Wahlberg from Dean's Auto Plaza. He's over here.
In here, Bruce. You're
he's
kind of
on
in enemy territory,
enemy
sporting
territory
at
right
Cumberland
now.
Valley.
Time. You want to give people a little bit of background of how long you've been with the program, and like I said, you support all student athletes by being one of our longtime supporters for the last couple years. But just give us a little background of your connections with CV.
Well, I started about 12 years ago with CVMFA, the youth program. The kids that are out here now as seniors, incidentally, in 8th grade, won the Mid-Penn Elite Super Bowl. So you got a really, really special bunch of kids out there for CV this year. Just been around it for a long time. Was the president for 10 years and sticking around as an advisory board position right now and loving life.
No doubt, man. You're very intricate in all parts out there with CV, man. We really appreciate what you do. Ty, you have any questions that you want to talk about?
We're talking football, but hey, he's one of our sponsors. I get fans that are tuned in, maybe looking for an automobile, looking for a deal. Why don't you check out Dean's Auto Plaza, located in Hanover. Dean, tell the viewers a little bit about what you have going on there.
Oh, we've been there for about 15 years. We got 4.8 reviews on Facebook and 4.5 on Google, so we seem to got it down as far as in the used car business. It's a tough business to be in, very unpredictable with these pieces of iron we sell, but we do our best and keep shooting for excellence, and we seem like we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell the fans a little bit about your showroom, because I was in your showroom before. You guys have a little bit of everything on your floor. Tell us about your showroom and some of the older cars you have in there. I mean, if you're not buying the car, it's still a good idea to stop by Dean's Auto Plaza and just check out the showroom and check out Bruce. But give us a little tidbit about what you got on the showroom floor.
Oh yeah, we got some real lookers. We forget we look at them every day. We got a 60 Thunderbird, a 60 Corvette in there, convertible, and a 65 Mustang, and they're all real lookers and little museum, and occasionally we get some other odds and ends stuff that are poking in through there, and yeah, we that's our own little slice of heaven down there on 116.
Absolutely. I know one time I went in there and I saw a golf cart, man. It was like a $20,000 golf cart. I mean, it was something else. Can you give me some features that was on that golf cart? I don't know everything, but I seen it. I said, man, what is this?
Oh yeah, that was a real special golf cart. That was lifted, big wheels and tires on it. Heck, it even had a radio and a CD player on it. Well, Bluetooth, I guess, too.
That's what you drove to the game tonight, or what?
Yeah. Well, I did get good gas mileage if you're driving that thing around right now, right?
Which is important, yeah,
Amen.
no doubt about it.
Amen.
So, Bruce, what do you think are the key things for CV to walk out of this game with the victory? Because we know Central York is going to come back with a different game plan. But right now, CV's been rocking and rolling. Their quarterback, Isaac Signs, he's been on fire pretty much. Their running back, Bryce Starritz, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, I think what they've been doing first half has been controlling the line. That offensive line they got going on in there, and even the defensive line, they control that. They're going to get the breaks. Central might get a few shots, but controlling that line at the high school level, especially in 6A, is key. And right now, I think the CV's got a little bit of an advantage right there.
Absolutely, we think the same thing. CV's right now pushing Central York around a little bit and open up those holes for them to get those chunk yardage and move the ball down the field. And it has a lot to do with their quarterback and also their running back, who's really controlling the game. And that's what they did last week during that heroic fourth quarter victory against Manheim Township. I know you were really excited about that one as well. So.
Yeah, you were there last week, and here you are at Central. And again, if you're looking, viewers, if you're tuned in, looking for a used automobile, check out Dean's Auto Plaza, located at 6851 York Road in Hanover, PA. Dean, I thank you for joining us tonight in the booth, and hope to do it again.
Oh, well, this is great. High school football, fall weather. you know, it runs all the way into December. We can't ask for much more in a better sport. That's what I say. So.
Amen to that. Happy
Absolutely.
New Year.
Thanks for doing what you guys do, and keep up the good work. You keep everybody connected that can't make it to the game. So, you know, that's very valuable, and I love supporting that. So.
Absolutely, really appreciate you guys. And right now, the CV's marching band is going to perform, and we'll be back after their performance.
But you know, that's the kind of shit we do, that kind of stuff. been doing that for 34 years, so I'm pretty selective with who I get. I can tell pretty much right away if they're in it's not. And the people we
Welcome back, sports fans. Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, and Marcellus Gottwald is joining us here at halftime. He was our sideline reporter. And Marcellus, welcome aboard. Your thoughts on the first half?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, there is so much talent on here, not only the players, but the coaches as well. And a little fun fact about some of these coaches, the defensive coordinator for CV, his classroom is at Central. He teaches at Central right next door to Central's coach. Like they're Janchek. So just crazy. And it goes way beyond that. Some of these coaches on either staff used to play against each other in college, with each other in high school. And you know, it just, I think this is two of the top teams in Central Pennsylvania, and you can see it out here tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're seeing it live. Anything stand out from the first half for you?
Yeah, well,
Any
the first
stats
thing, just right off the bat, was right in that first quarter, man. CV used 4 different running backs. Like, I mean, they just are a committee. And I know their coach used to like have 100 players at one time, but you know, it looks like he brings it down to about 60 players now. But just the talent's crazy. They just keep going, and they just keep going, and somebody else comes out. But one of the things I wanted to say was right in the beginning when. Do it. Number 21 for Central had that late out of bounds play.
Yes.
Man, coach got on him so bad and was like, you better make it up. You better make it up. And he did. He came back. If you remember that timing, right at the 25-yard line.
20, yep.
Yeah, he hit him right, and it was a huge play. But unfortunately, that interception, you know, was the huge.
Has been the difference maker, right,
yeah.
so far, at least in the first half. What do you think the Central has to do to get back into this game with 3 scores down?
Well, like I think you were just saying a little bit on our break here, man. Central hasn't been down like this for a long time. So now, I mean, they got the championship pedigree. They got to dig down deep, man, and just keep swinging, man. The game's not over. We're only halfway there. So, but I mean, it's going to come down to some big plays, man, and not giving up. That's for sure.
Real quick, Marcellus, what was the energy and the vibe for Central on the sideline? Being down by this many, which, like you said, unfamiliar territory pretty much for a Central ball club, but what was the energy? Did they stay even killed? Did you see the guys with their heads down, or, you know, they think they can come back into this game? It's one play at a time. You have a whole second half, and they're only down by 3 scores.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they definitely look like they still believe in themselves, man. And right there at the end, that was huge when Joshua Wagemon had that 40-yard plus. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was like Central went right down, got right back in the game, and it took them, 12 seconds to get back into range here. So CV is just talented, man. But, I believe, looking at their eyes, I mean, you can see them right now jumping on the sideline. If they can get a score in this first drive, man, we got a ball game.
And kick to the up man there, Marcellus. Central with the ball.
Still on his feet.
30-yard line.
Oh, it looked like a referee got trampled over there near the CV sideline.
And being helped up. And it was Parker Hines, the up man, returning the kickoff.
Central York starts the ball at their 31. Central York in the black uniforms tonight,
yes.
Black and orange, with CV being the white and red.
Still looking to throw the ball.
And that's a big
near
throw.
Sideline to Thad Shaw, and a flag.
And that's the second time that
yeah.
Thad Shaw has caused a DB to cause a penalty.
Yeah, Patty Hernjack back as the corner. And we're just kind of waiting for Thad Shaw to break out. Waiting for him to have a breakout catch here. Number 11, Thad Shaw.
And if you hear some fans in the background, usually that's a parent of one of the players that's talking right now. But that's still a plus. That's still a bonus for Central York. Gives them at the ball at around the 46-yard line.
Good field
Nasir
position
still in shotgun position. Quick outlet.
To Parker Hines, and nowhere there.
Nothing.
Going.
They snuffed that one out big time.
Yes, they did. Bring up a 2nd down and 12.
We also have our other sideline reporter, Tyler Stroney, right now, getting some other stats.
A former Central alum as well.
Absolutely.
Helping out here with the broadcast.
He was a part of that Central Ball Club that went all the way to the state championship. So
at the sweetest place on earth.
Hershey
It
Park.
was a little colder that night, if I remember correctly.
It
being
was.
up there at
It's a
Hershey.
frosty night. Nice pass.
Thad Shaw
with a
out
catch.
near midfield in Cumberland Valley territory.
Nice
Bring up a
7-yard
third down.
pickup. And when that is Shaw, when Thad Shaw has an opportunity to catch the ball, he can make some plays after the catch. As we said before, he runs up 4.4. And Nasir Steele is doing a great job in the pocket. When he has the time, he's been pretty accurate with his passes.
I saw Danny Pham earlier on the sideline. It looks like his pads are off. I'm not sure what injury occurred to Danny
And that's
Pham.
tough. Very tough for Central York not to have Danny Pham in the lineup.
Still with the first down.
Still's going to keep it. Get the first down.
And so far, I haven't seen Joel's Golf in this possession get the ball yet, but now they're past the 50-yard line. Expect Joel's Golf to get the ball, get some more touches, and chew up the clock a little bit.
Well, and down by 3 scores. Central now looking to.
Joel's Golf, the featured running back for Central York, number 0 in the backfield.
Still rolls to his right.
Doesn't see anything.
Quarterback keeper right up the middle.
Using his legs.
Inside the 40-yard line.
Nice. About an 8-yard pickup.
Still decent ball. Brought down about the 37.
Oh, about a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5. With about 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Central York down 35-14 at home against CV.
Back-to-back home games for Central. This Central York Ball Club will be on the road next week as they travel to Hempfield.
And this is Central York's first Friday Night Lights ball game. Joel's Golf with the ball.
Golf with the carry.
Not much in the middle there. And it's packed out here, Todd. I mean, if the fans, we get a chance around third quarter, we'll probably scan the field so everybody can see how many.
Along the fence area.
It is the Central York. Right now, CV has been controlling the game so far with the score of 35-14. Bit of a delayed handoff right there, but I think that's enough for the first down.
Should be.
Hand off to Joel's Golf. First down.
That is a first down for the Central York Ball Club. Under 9 minutes to go here.
And this is a battle between 2 good ball clubs, but also 2 great coaches, Josh Oswald and also Coach Yontis for Central York. Both guys have been winning for a long time with their programs and very high-level, high-educated coaches at the high school level. And both do a great job of getting their student athletes to the second level as far as in college.
Still looking to throw deep. Oh, and pass intended to Thad Shaw, incomplete. Bring up a second down.
I think Nasir still felt the pressure coming. The pressure was coming 100%. This was told by Tyler Stroney, the number 58. Trevor Wentz is in for center Danny Pham. First time getting some varsity action. Danny Pham's a huge, huge factor on that offensive line. So without him being in there, his presence is definitely going to be felt without him being in the lineup. Right now, 2nd and 10. Ball to Niger DeWitt.
Right up the middle.
Near the first down marker. And a big run by DeWitt.
I know I say it quite often. You know, he goes by the name of Chicken. That's what his friends know him as Chicken. But I say it often, but Niger DeWitt is just a good player, man. On the offensive, defensive side, he gives you exactly what you need. Like I said, you know, he can make the big hit or he can make a big run. He's a typical football player that you want out there on the field.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Central York.
Some movement there along the defensive line for
Central York
Cumberland
is doing
Valley.
a great job coming out of this halftime and moving the ball down the field and chewing up some of that clock and getting some good yardage and some big first downs.
Looks like Bryce Butler may have been called for the encroachment, 5-yard penalty.
I have an update of the score. Dover 0, Southwestern 27. I want to tell the fans, if you have any scores from around the league, we're open to hear about that. Go to the live chat. We'll talk about it.
Still back, looking to throw
He's
the
deep.
ball.
Not
deep in the end zone.
Parker.
Touchdown.
Parker Hines.
Parker Hines.
Nasir Steele with about a 34-yard pass
With
to
a
Parker Hines, which
19
gave Parker Hines his second score of the game.
19-yard touchdown reception. Still to Hines.
And Parker Hines getting some Division I looks as well as a receiver.
One thing about Parker Hines, I think he does a great job of running routes. He knows how to get open. He's fast. He's speedy. He's been, it's about his third year starting on the varsity level since 10th grade.
And he and Danny Pham, the two holdovers from the state championship team.
And that's a block.
And a block. Point after attempt. How pivotal would that be in terms of special teams play?
Yeah, because now it makes it almost a 3-score game with that 15-point
interesting
15-point lead that CV does have. Uncharacteristic from Central York of some of these moves that they've been doing so far in this game. They did a great job coming out of halftime with the first possession of moving the ball down the field and getting that quick score. But right now it's all about the defense. They really have to make a stop. And so far in the first half, they had no answers for number 7, the QB Isaac Signs.
Be a good time to thank our sponsors. We mentioned them all night long. We'll continue to do so. Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma Pizza, Dallastown, and York Area Flag Football League, along with York Tent and Awning, a sponsor for tonight's game.
Yes, sir. Also want to give a shout out to Inch & Co Sports. They're having a fundraiser event that's coming up September 15th with Eli Brooks. Eli Brooks is a former Spring Grove standout, Michigan Wolverine standout as well.
2,000-point scorer here.
2,000-point scorer.
I would dare say probably the greatest YAIAA basketball player to come out of York.
Absolutely. And now he has an opportunity to play with the Indiana Pacers. He'll be there sometime in September. Trying out. Onside kick.
Looks like it was recovered by Cumberland Valley.
Not a bad move.
Number 8, Kirk McCann with a recovery.
Not a bad move. I don't know at this point if I would have did the onside kick for how well that CV's been moving the ball pretty much down the field with ease so far. But that's a good gutsy call, and I believe Coach Johnson's trying to stay aggressive and keep the CV players on their heels. Right now, it's all about Central York's defense.
Signs, and not much going there, dude.
And that's a loss of a yard.
Yeah, and that's what the Central defense needs to do. Pose their will here and get a 3-and-out so that Central York offense, led by Nasir Steele, can get back out on the field and continue their momentum.
Just got another update from Nasir Steele's father, Keith Steele. 2020, York High and Hemphill tied going into the third quarter.
Sounds like a fantastic ball game.
Absolutely.
Over there in Landisville. In motion.
And they read that one. Wow, a big stop and a loss on that play. Colin Glassmeyer, number 55, calling his name due.
And also Cameron Gates was in on that tackle, the 5'11" sophomore for Central York. That's exactly what Central York needs. It's now 3rd and 14. Now they have to make sure that they don't convert this 14 yards, because so far in the first half, when they needed that first down, CV got it.
Signs under pressure.
He has
Scrambles out of the pocket looking for running room. Oh, and a big time hit. A big hit.
And it's getting a little chippy out there.
Yes, it is. And I was interested, to see if there would have been a potential flag thrown. No flags on that play. It'll bring up a 4th down.
And that was a nice hit for number 4, Carter Vaughn.
Carter Vaughn.
The punt returner, kick returner for Central York.
Deliverance, big-time shtick there.
And they picked up, there was a flag drawn, but they picked up that flag, and that's in the benefit of Central York.
Well, it brings out the punting unit. The first time the punting unit for CV out on the field. And just like that, maybe a little bit of momentum.
A little bit of momentum. And that clock is still ticking, though, and that clock is in the favor of CV right now. Carter Vaughn's back
Carter
there
Vaughn.
as a punt returner. Just had that big-time hit.
And maybe now looking for a big-time run here, dude.
Coach Josh Oswald is on the field right now. I think he's calling a timeout. He's PO'd about something.
Cumberland Valley.
Oh, timeout called by Cumberland Valley head coach Josh Oswald.
High school football in PCN on
Want to remind the fans, next Friday, we're going to make our way to Smalls Athletic Field as the York High Bearcats will be home for their home opener as they'll play host to the Carlisle Thundering Herd next Friday as Sports Shooting Stars brings the game to you as we'll be on the road. Our first game at York High. Looking forward to seeing D1
Jaheim
commit Jaheim White.
Jaheim White, Amarian Newsom, also Sam Stoner. There's a lot of
Quarterback.
guys on that ball club. Joels Tucker, David Ward. There's a lot of guys for York High that can put the ball in the end zone. And right now, it looks like CV's going for it on 4th and 6. Josh Oswald's being very aggressive. Oh, no,
This is
kicking.
a
I'm
punt.
sorry.
Yeah, this is the
I'm
punter
sorry.
back. First time we've
That's a
seen
punt.
Nice high
And that's
punt.
a boot. And that ball hit Carter in the Carter Vaughn in the helmet, but he had
I did see that.
Still caught the ball though, so that's a good thing.
5:01 to go with your score. Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 20.
number 4, Carter Vaughn handling the punt. First and 10 for the Panthers from their own 15-yard line.
Right now, Central York's in a good position. Only down by 15 points, which is pretty much 2 scores.
2 scores and maybe a throw in a 2-point conversion.
But they're starting to
play.
control that momentum that they needed, that they didn't have in the first half. Now they have that momentum in the second half. Keep those wheels turning.
So the pass was caught by Ethan Carlos, who earlier had a touchdown reception.
And we're looking for some scores from around the league. We're getting that right now to give you guys some updates that's tuning into our game tonight.
Of course, Dallastown travels to Manheim Township tonight. Red Lion at West York.
Nasir still in shotgun.
Still.
Doesn't see anything. Whips it out there.
Oh, to Thad
Shaw.
Shaw. And a nice catch by Thad Shaw, who extended himself.
And Nasir still put some heat on that ball right there.
Alex Sunday in for the Eagles. With the hit. For a first down for the Panthers.
Enough for the first down, due with 4:19 to go here in the third quarter.
And that's a good first down. So hand out Joel's golf.
Looking for running room.
Right now, CV's winning that game up front right. Excuse me. That game up front right now between the lineman and the defensive lineman. CV's winning that battle.
Winning, as they say, the battle of the line of scrimmage.
At the line
here.
of scrimmage.
Yes,
But you also
thank
got to
Ann.
remember, Danny Pham, number 72, the Division
He's
I
out.
prospect, is not in the game right now. He's a big offensive lineman. A lot of guys run right behind him. He's not in the game currently.
Still looking to throw the ball.
That's a
down
good
to
pass.
Parker Hines.
He's
There
going.
it is, midfield. 45, down to the inside the 40. Great pass and catch to Parker Hines.
Parker Hines is having a game.
You saw
And-
that play kind of develop here from our vantage point.
Parker Hines is having definitely a game. That wheel route that they have is working to perfection. Great job from Nasir Steele, having patience in the pocket to wait for that play to develop for him to throw that ball. Great job. And just like that, the Panthers are past the 50-yard line. Somewhat of a delayed handoff there.
Joel's golf with the carry.
Want to give a shout out to J.D. Hunter. Right now, Tyler Stroney, our statistician, said he has 11 tackles so far in this game.
Double digits.
His father's Jeremiah Hunter, who used to play for the University of Iowa. So, you know, he has a lot. He has a good
Connection.
pedigree out there. Number 3 for Central York. J.D. Hunter. Keep an eye on him throughout the season.
Still
in
back
shotgun. He looked for
under
nothing
pressure,
there.
looking to scramble out.
Still made
And
some positive yards
Some
out of nothing.
positive yards there to do on that play. It'll bring up a 3rd down for the Central offense with just under 2.5 minutes to go.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
Right now I have an update on the score. Red Line 31, West York 19 in the 3rd quarter.
Red Lion opened up with a win last week at home against Ephrata, and potentially maybe knocking on the door for win 2 for Red Lion.
And this game is coming down to the wire here. It's been a good 3rd quarter so far for Central York coming out the half. And that's a
To Thad Shaw, caught at the 40, inside the 40-yard line.
screen play that didn't really develop too much. And that brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, interesting.
Pass to number 11, Thaddeus Cole.
It's interesting. What would you do in this particular play here? You know, you're down by close to 3 scores. So
4th down and 7. And yeah, interesting to see here.
like to see Joel's golf on a pitch route. You know, that wheel route hasn't been working, but I like to see Joel's golf on the right-hand side.
Well,
Get a pitch, get him an opportunity to get those 7 yards, which he can get. He's a speedster, and he gets around that end, you know, anything can happen. Also keep an eye on number 21, Najir DeWitt, a.k.a. Chicken, does a great job with the ball. He's going deep. 11's
He is
open.
going deep. And picked off his 2nd interception.
He was going to J.D. Hunter.
with the pick.
I don't know if Nasir Steele saw that or not, but Thaddeus Shaw was wide open, number 11 for Central York on a route going straight down the middle. Unfortunate. You can also look at that as maybe a punt. You know, sometimes I guess you can kind of look like that as a punt. Put it back on Central York's defense, you know, to make some big plays.
Looks like the ball be set up around the 22-yard line. CV now with the ball offensively.
It's a
And back
handoff.
to the running game.
It's a great tackle. And as Tyler Strolling, one of our sideline reporters just mentioned, with Danny Pham not being in the game, to have Joel's golf and pass protection, giving Nasir Steele some more time so they don't blow up the line or anything like that. Not having Danny Pham in there is very crucial.
Well, yeah, and a lot of times with the center position, they're kind of the quarterback of the offensive line. They're the first to touch the ball. They're making adjustments on the line, so it's a big adjustment going to a new center starting his first game.
And there's a flag.
Flag called.
And right now, CV's in total control. They're going to kind of chew that clock up as much as possible. They're not going to, rush it or anything like that. They're cool with just chewing the clock up.
Yeah, clearly up now by 15 points. Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 20.
Sideline warning against the Eagles.
Looks like a sideline warning given to the Cumberland Valley Eagles. And Cumberland Valley looks content to let the clock run down here.
Yes, sir. They have to get a playoff here, though. There's the play clock's down at 2. And I think they have a false start.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving Cumberland Valley back.
Right now, going into the 4th quarter, Central York has to make the most of their opportunities. You know, quick scores. They got to get back into the game. They can't really work the ball too much. They have to have quick scores, get back into the game, and really rely on their defense.
And there you go. We've arrived at the end of the 3rd quarter with your score, Cumberland Valley 35, Central 20. You're watching just Sports Shooting Stars as we bring the game to you tonight, this Friday night. Thank you for tuning in.
Want to thank also our sponsor, but the ones that's here tonight, and that's you, Todd Edwards. We have Belinda Morales on the videographer. We have Marcellus Gottwald as a statistician and also a sideline reporter. We have Tyler Strolling as a sideline reporter and statistician. We We have 4 student volunteers out here helping us tonight.
A full complement of talent here tonight.
And of course, Cliff Kern from afar. He's somewhere remotely watching the game, making sure everything's online. If something happens, he's working diligently to get the game back on screen and stuff like that. So big shout out to Cliff. He has a family and he has a lot of things going on, but he makes sure he's always tuned in for our games and helping us out from remotely or from wherever he's at. So big shout out to Cliff. Really appreciate that.
All taking place over Labor Day weekend. How about it?
And also our sponsors, where you can see their information at the lower third of our screen, their logo, their contact information. They're all local sponsors. If you're looking for, to get in shape, you want to hit up S3 Performance. You're looking for a car, you want to hit up Dean's Auto Plaza. You're looking for real estate or, or landscaping. You also want to hit up Inch & Co Sports.
All your bases are covered. How about
Insurance
needs, Basil Insurance Company. Getting back to being heart healthy, S3 Performance Training.
And also the Flag Football League, YAFFL, York Adult Flag Football League.
John Urey.
John Urey does a great job of running his program. They actually had their home field over at the Old Central High School.
And maybe if you're hungry post-game, head to Parma's Pizza in Dallastown, visit Darren Bonaquisti.
Darren, another longtime supporter of the program. Big shout out to Darren. It's now 3rd and 7. It's that money down, as they say, on 3rd down. They need this stop here. They see something? Nothing.
In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was Griffin Huffin.
And just like that, Central York is going to get the ball back and try to chip into this lead.
We talk about 3 and out. Well, we're seeing that now. Now we'll see if Central York can capitalize. It looks like an injured Panther down on the field as the training staff tends to him. Can't quite make out the number there,
I believe that's number 9.
Looks like Kyle Roman is the injured.
Just got an
Panther.
update from the York High game. York High actually just took the lead 26-20 over Hempfield going into the end of the 3rd quarter.
I was looking ahead to the schedule, and we have the Battle of the Catholics, Stallone and York, coming up later. We have a Division II matchup between York Suburban and West York. Did you know Dallastown and York High play 2 Division I prospects in Kenny Johnson and Jaheim White? Maybe a game, and it's a Saturday night football matchup or a Saturday afternoon matchup. I'm not sure. The lone Saturday game in October, the first week in October,
Should be an awesome game. Like I said, that's football weather there. When you talk about October, November football.
Yeah. CV back to punt the ball away.
And Carter Vaughn's sitting around the 50-yard line. That's their punt returner. Did a great job so far in that punt return position that he has. The junior for Central York. Looks like he won't have an opportunity to return this one. Takes a neutral bounce pretty much. And we have Marcellus Gotwell back up, our sideline reporter. What's going on the sidelines there, Marcellus?
Man, we did exactly what we said, man. Right when that, the second half started, Central came right down, punched him right in the mouth, and I was on CV's sideline over there, and they did get really quiet. I was like, there's a momentum change here. But again, turnovers crush you. That's the difference in this game right now. Every time Central has the momentum, there's a turnover. So they got to clean that up, and they got to get 1 or 2 of their own right now. CV, as you said, they can just run that clock like no one else, man. They're big, and they can knock it out.
Yeah, Josh Oswald, he's no stranger to showing what he's going to do. He's putting 2 backs in the backfield, and he's showing he wants to run that clock down. He wants to say, come at me right here. So we're going to see how Mike Cesarano adjusts to that. He's going to stack his D linemen according to the running backs like he always does. So we're going to see how he adjusts to Josh Oswald showing cards here.
Hey, excellent commentary. You guys know it. You guys hit it right on the nose there. And right now, the clock is in CV's position as far as it's in their benefit. The clock is on their side. Central York has to have a quick score here to get the ball back. Double reverse.
Double reverse. That's Parker Hines with the carry, looking to break it far side. 50, 45, 4, down near the 40-yard line. That's a first down carry by Parker Hines. If you can't catch it, you run it in case of Parker Hines.
I like to see Parker Hines on that double reverse. I like to see the double reverse, period, in the game of football.
Yes. Go ahead,
yeah, and that play wouldn't have been possible without the block from Elijah Inners on the outside. The big man's getting it done out there. Definitely moving these guys downfield here.
Giving some love to the offensive lineman, right, Tyler?
can't make those big-time plays like that without the offensive lineman. I know Tyler Strongly knows all about that, and he wants to give a lot of love to his linemen, and they are key to winning games and, you know, busting up them big plays. Central York is moving the ball down the field.
Still looking to throw downfield.
He's deep again.
And the seam to Parker Hine, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
Just a little bit too much air on that ball, but nice play. Nice, you know, play calling from Coach Yancic. He has a lot of confidence in Nasir's arm, allowing him to shoot, pass the ball as much as he does each game.
Clock stops with 9:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Your score, Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 20.
Second and 10, 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Central York down by 15. Handoff.
Joe's Goff with the carry. Four-yard pickup, 3rd and 6. Good I do.
3rd and 6, and right now it seems like Central York is taking their time running their plays. I would like to see them have a little bit more urgency on the offensive side, knowing that when CV gets the ball back, they're just going to chew the clock up. I'd like to see Central York get a play off within maybe about 15 seconds per play.
Still
another pass play.
Under pressure. Escapes, gets
the ball
out.
out. Great job.
And a fumble.
Great job. That ball fumbled out of bounds, and that ball advances forward when it fumbles out.
And I think it was past the chains there. That may
I
be
think
a
it was
first
past
down.
the chains.
Kind of the ball bounces Central's way on that play, no pun intended.
And again, you don't see a team like Central York have too many turnovers. And so far, that's not considered a turnover, but the ball's a little bit loose. You don't normally see that from Central York. And that gives Central York a first down, 1st and 10. At the 28-yard line.
20, yep.
And you don't want to run out of time for Central York. You want to go ahead and get that ball down the field. And they're throwing the ball, trying to get those chunk yardage.
There it is, and in and out of the hands of Joel's Goff. Stops the clock with 8:43 to go.
And so far, Joel's Goff hasn't had a chance to get clicking so far in this game. He's still a threat anytime he hits the ball in his hands, but he hasn't had a chance to, you know, get really clicking so far in this game. But he's still a guy you got to feature, even if you use him as a diversion and get the other guys involved. You want to keep an eye on number 0, Joel's Goff. Bringing up a 2nd and 10. Inside this packed stadium here tonight, Todd. I mean, it's it's easily over 1,000 people here tonight, easily.
Well, it's a beautiful night for football. It's
ball at the 28-yard line. Nasir still with the pass to Parker Hines.
Nice passing catch down near the 15-yard line.
And you want to see Central York get right back to the line. You want to have that urgency because you want to get the ball back. You want to have that urgency, and it's
Parker Hines having a nice game today with receptions. And
coming in the game right now is Niger DeWitt, number 21. Staying in the game for Central York is number 3, J.D. Hunter. I'm sorry, Carlos Ethan, number 11. Number 3. There's a rollout.
Rolls to his right.
Cut it up. He sees something. He's open.
And
he's open.
What a catch there.
Wow.
Wow, and just like that.
Great play from Nasir Still. And the crazy thing about that, the CV defender was right there. He didn't even know where the ball was at. If he'd have turned around and made a play on the ball, he could have possibly intercepted that. But great play from Nasir Still. He changed direction and threw the ball back for a wide open score.
3 touchdown receptions for Parker Hines.
Parker Hines is on fire. Continuing his high school campaign and doing a great job like he did last year.
And going for that 2-point conversion. How pivotal is this play due here?
It's pivotal.
With 8:09
it's so
to go.
big. Get the ball up.
Oh, and no go on that shot there. Pass intended for Ethan Carlos.
Still a 2-score game with 11 points. The Eagles are up 35-26. I'm sorry, 9 points.
score, Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 26. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you this Friday night. We thank you for tuning in. 8:09 to go, Dew.
Want to give a quick shout out to my stepson. He's watching the game tonight. See him on the live chat, Jamello Orr. What's up, Mello? Thanks for helping us out and showing some love on the chat line. As you know, his mom is the one doing all the videography for us, so you know, major parts of our production team.
He probably misses being here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He's here in spirit.
He's a staple.
He's here in
there you
spirit.
go. He's been a staple here with Sports Shooting Stars. As the Central York Marching Band
just got another score. Henfield is up by 1 point over York High, 27-26. It's been a shootout.
That sounds like
That's a
barn
shootout,
burner.
man.
And again, we'll have York High next week.
And that's a short kick
That is a short kick.
to the up man.
I want to remind the fans we'll have York High's home opener next week as they'll play host to Carlisle. Looking forward to being part of that at Smalls Athletic Field, the big matchup. It'll be the final game of the non-conference portion of YIAA football next week.
They're going to put the ball on the 33.
And if you look right now, Central has nobody back deep at all. They are forcing CV to, they're testing CV. They are daring them to throw the ball, and they're going to run it, and they're going to continue to run it because Oswald already showed his hand. Mike Cesarano picked up on that very quickly.
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, back to the running game.
CV in no hurry here, Dew. Offensively, they're going to take
That's a nice tackle from Dominic Grove, number 10 for Central York. Oh, big time play from Najee DeWitt, number 21. AKA
That'll
Chicken.
bring him a third down, Dew.
Right. 3rd and 5. And you don't want, Central York doesn't want the time to waste and go out on them. They're really playing some really good football in the second half, but I think time is against them so far in this game.
Well, we mentioned 3 and out. This is a big third down here for Central's defense.
And you would think if Central does get a stop here, they should call timeout. Stop that clock so you have enough time to get a score.
And there it is, a defensive stand by Central.
Defensive stand by Central. And just like that, Coach Johnson does call that timeout to stop the clock as they prepare to get the ball back. And again, these 2-point conversions that Central York has failed on has really hurt them throughout this game. They had two 2-point conversions that have failed on.
And the
That's
block
4
point
points.
after, and remember the point after attempt
And also,
as well.
a blocked extra point. That's potential 5 points
yes.
right there, Todd, that they have off the board.
And you mentioned earlier, you don't see that from this Central York Ball Club. They're pretty sound.
Pretty
Few
sound.
mistakes are made.
Central York Ball Club is not accustomed to losing any games, especially in the beginning of the season. So, right now they're, kind of knocking on that door, maybe having their first loss, but they're still right here in this game, and they have an opportunity to chip away and get back into
Well,
it.
Coach Gary Janczak, only 2 losses in his 3rd season here at Central York.
And those losses were deep in the state playoff games. One was in the state championship against St. Joe's.
St. Joseph.
Powerhouse
St.
St.
His first
Joe's.
season. And then last year here on this field as the Wilson Bulldogs came in.
14-11.
Yes, to knock off Central York.
And there's that punt, and maybe they can get a block. No block.
A low punt. It
And
will
that-
take CV roll.
CV
there,
roll
down
all the
about
way to the
inside the
19-yard,
20-yard
18-yard line.
With 6:40 to go here in the
Let's
4th
go.
quarter. Grab your bottled water and popcorn and settle in here, fans. It's going to be an interesting final 6 minutes and 40 seconds, Dew.
Want to give a shout out to York High sophomore David Ward. I know him for a lot of years. He has 3 touchdowns for York High. He's having a great season so far.
Okay, we're back to action here. Do it.
Single back.
They're still with the carry.
And you want to get right back to the line as soon as you can. You have to have that hurry-up offense. You got to play with urgency in his last 6 minutes and a half. New Oxford 28, Gettysburg 8 going into the 4th quarter.
Just over 6 minutes to go.
There's another run.
And a run by Still. Brought down.
That was an awkward bring down.
Yes, yeah, from our vantage point.
Awkward tackle from our vantage point.
Bring up a 3rd down and 2, and you would imagine this is 4-down territory.
It's 4-down territory.
Team.
Don't want to run out of time, Central York. And if I'm not mistaken, Todd, CV hasn't scored at all in the second half.
Yeah, it's been
right, yeah, they haven't scored at all. All these points that CV has, 35, was all in the first half. Central really locked in the second half. And that's enough for a first down.
Ethan Carlos had a touchdown reception earlier. That will be enough to move the chains, Do. A new set of downs.
Also got a mention from Coach Albright from Central York about, us filming some wrestling games coming up. Wrestling matches, coming up.
Do, yes.
Definitely want to get into that.
I even believe someone reached out to me about hockey, high school hockey.
High school hockey.
Yeah, it's just there's a bevy of
soccer, volleyball,
right.
wrestling, hockey. All they have to do is reach out. We'll put it on our schedule, and we'll see if we can make it happen. And that's a timeout call, I believe. No, not a timeout call. 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it, as they should. And this right here is pretty much going to tell us how this game is going to end or continue for the Central York Ball Club. Really looking forward to their play calling. They only need 2 yards. Keep an eye on number 0, Joel's Golf. And also Nasir Still, the quarterback, doing a great job of picking up them extra yardage. Parker Hines has 3 touchdowns this game, number 5. Central York doesn't have Danny Pham in the game. And that's a run, a design run to get 2 yards.
On the far sideline, looks like he got it. Still's legs got Central that first down. Big time play by Nasir Still.
A great job from Nasir Still. Got the first down and also stopped the clock by going out of bounds.
Yes, with 5:18 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Also got to tell the fans that's just tuning in now that, Central York did miss 2 two-point conversions and had a block extra point. And that's 5 points right there, Todd, that, that's pretty much off the board. Nasir Still back in shotgun, tough pass.
Oh, and picked off for the 3rd time tonight. Pass was intended for Parker Hines.
Trying to knife that ball through the defense, and that's not what you want to see. It's not what you want at this point in time. Nasir Still had a lot of opportunity in the first half, second half to get those type of plays. But now it's starting to get a little closer, a little tighter in there. They're starting to read on that a little bit, and he kind of forced that ball, in my opinion.
What's really impressive about that Caden Hines TD interception right there is he has been playing on the outside all night. He has not been on the inside. So he came across Parker Hines' route and picked it off, which he has not been guarding Parker Hines all night. He's been guarding Ethan Carlos, which is even more impressive about that interception right there, too.
They get the ball back to Bryce Starretts.
And Bryce Starretts, and with just over 5 minutes to go, CV with the ball and the lead, 35-26.
And the Central York Favorites are still sticking around. Anything can happen. They can get a turnover. So far in this game, I don't believe CV has any turnovers at all. They have played really good football. They haven't scored at all in the second half, but they don't have any turnovers either. And I think they did enough in the first half to maybe walk away with a victory. Good hit.
Tripped up there.
And that's Niger DeWitt again. We've been calling his name all night, from the offense to the defense. Really an unsung hero for that Central York Ball Club. he should be able to get a lot of looks this year for his, his football performances. He's been doing it for the last couple years. Even at the youth league, Najir DeWitt has always been a good player.
Yeah, he's a senior for this Central.
He deserves all his looks this year as far as on the football team. Right now, the Central York fans, they're quiet. They're a little stunned. But and again, you're going against a really good team with Cumberland Valley, and if you play well, you'll see this team again in the playoffs. And you got to think about the long road and what's ahead of you. Like to see maybe a timeout here from Coach Yancic. He's forced to make a timeout. He's going to call a timeout. It's a 4th and 7.
With 3:45 to go, dude.
I want to thank all the fans for tuning in tonight. The Sports Shooting Stars, we have a game every Friday pretty much, going all the way up until October.
Yeah, we'll close out the season with York High and Central. That's become a yearly tradition, us broadcasting that game to close out the regular season. That will be held at Smalls Athletic Field this year.
Can't wait to go back to Smalls Athletic Field. Beautiful field, great players, good environment, very accommodating.
We'll be
got a West York game coming up.
We'll be on top of the press box there at Small Athletic Field. You're right, a Division II matchup the week after. West York and York Suburban.
York Suburban.
We'll have a D3 matchup, the Battle of the Catholics. DeLone at York Catholic, and have a couple open dates. We'll see what teams are hot at that point and pick that game of the week.
And we did a preseason power ranking as well with the teams and the players. And around October 15th, we'll do an update to see if those players are still in our power rankings or who we're going to put, who replaced them or if they're still there. And it has been a tale of two halves. We often say that, CV totally dominated the first half, putting up 35 points. And in the second half, it has been all about Central York, but I think the time is starting to run out on them. If they had another quarter, they could possibly, continue to chip into this game. But I believe the time is against them right now, Central York.
And I think when you look back at this game, the turnovers as well did not help this Central offense.
And around the 2-minute mark, we want to tell the fans to continue to tune in and give us your opinion who you believe the player of the game should be. We have some stats that we can go over, but give us your opinion about who you believe the player of the game should be. We're going to do a post-game interview where we're giving away a game ball, football.
A game ball. That's the first time for Shooting Stars.
Absolutely.
We've given out T-shirts, beanies. I remember giving beanies
Mask,
out.
the whole nine.
Mask, oh yeah, during our COVID run. Signs back. He's going to keep it.
He's nimble.
Run.
He's short. He's about a yard short. And as much as you don't want to call a timeout.
And the Central defense.
That's a turnover on down, so time stops automatically. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
To go.
Took me about a half a second.
Yeah. One timeout remains for Central York.
Central York has to look for a quick score.
Still throwing the ball down, intended for Thad Shaw.
Ball kind of sailed on Thad Shaw right there. And now you see Central York going back to that air raid offense a little bit. There's been a lot more passing going on in this game versus running. And for some reason, I think that has to do with Danny Pham not being in the game and providing that cushion in that room for Joel's
And of
Golf.
course, being down as they are right now, they're kind of in a hurry-up mode offensively to try to quickly score with 3:31 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Still time left on the
Still
clock.
back, looking to throw to Najir DeWitt, catches it along the near sideline and steps out of bounds, and plays like that are what this Central York offense
I tell you what,
needs.
man, he doesn't always hit the stat sheet, but Najir DeWitt, he's just a football player. He's one of the best players on that team. He doesn't get the recognition as maybe as the other players, but Chicken can ball. He can just flat out play football, man. He's been a great addition to the Central York Ball Club. He's been doing it since last year as far as Najir DeWitt. Keep an eye on him. Coaches should look at this guy because he's a football player. He's going to give you everything he has, offense to defense. And that's another screen. And that's JD.
To number 3, Ethan Carlos.
Ethan Carlos. Called his name a few times this game.
Yes, we have. Well, he had earlier a touchdown reception. The first score for Central York.
And right now, Central York is in that hurry-up offense. And Central York had a really slow start to start this game. Like I said, they went down pretty much 35-14 in the first half. And so far, in the second half, they have played a lot better defense and really been in the game the whole time. Right now, the biggest factor for Central York is the clock.
Tyler, your thoughts on this game?
Well, if you look here, CV is constantly rotating their defensive linemen in and out, trying to wear down the Central York offensive line. But Elijah Lenners is really holding his own out there. He's had a different DN in his face almost every play the last 4 plays, and a lot of twists and pulls. So as Sale, he gets it to Hines. And there's a flag on the field, though. We'll see what that comes out to.
Another reception there for Parker Hines.
And I'm afraid that flag may be a holding call.
Yeah.
Against Central York.
As we mentioned earlier, only 2 players remain from that state championship team that went to Hershey Park, Danny Pham and Parker Hines, who's had a great game tonight for Central York.
And that's against Central York, bringing them back
move
5
back.
yards.
The ball will be set up at the 35-yard line of Cumberland Valley. It will be first down and 15, 3:11 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Sides looking there and gets in and out of the hands of Ethan Carlos.
And that was a good pass from Nasir Steele.
It was.
Ethan Carlos couldn't hold down that ball, but if Nasir Steele maybe put like a little bit more on that ball, he'd have been all the way in the end zone without being touched. But that still was a great ball thrown. Great play call from Coach Jantis.
Yes.
Really has a lot of trust in Nasir Steele's arm and how he can get the ball to different players. Another pass play.
Still brought down.
And that's maybe a face mask.
Could be. There's a flag down on a hold.
Offsetting penalties.
Cameras right here right now. Man, you're gonna need to in about 5 seconds.
Big set penalty on the offense and defense. Penalties all set.
Rollout play. Another
To Thad
screen.
Shaw. 30, inside the 30, down to the 25.
That's what I'm talking about, Dad.
Get back on the line. Get a play off before 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Want to score before 2 minutes if you
Thad
can
Shaw
for Central York.
Nice catch and run there.
Central York only has 1 timeout left, and so does the Eagles CV.
Yeah.
Want to get a play off before 2:30. Looks like they will.
Lined up.
And a running play right up the middle. He could
And that's a
There
touchdown.
he is. Touchdown.
And you know it's only a matter of time for Joel's Golf to go off and get his touchdown. Right now, go ahead and kick that extra point. Just sucks that, being a Central York fan and, watching them in the first half go down as much as they went down and see the way they're playing in the second half. This is really going down to the wire. Kind of reminds me of York High last week going against Woodland Hills. York High was down pretty much the whole game and fought back, ended up losing by, I think,
4
like
points. They
4
lost by
points.
4,
And they
had
went
a
at the
chance. Yeah, inside the 5-yard line. To
inside
score
the
against
5-yard
Woodland.
line.
Parker's kick is up and good.
Didn't look pretty, but he made it through. And the
he
score
got it
now is
through the upright.
35-33.
And I'll tell you, what a game, dude. I mean, Central now down by 2. You mentioned it earlier. You can't emphasize it enough. The 2-point conversions fail and the block point after attempt.
So far, Central York has outscored CV 19-0 in the second half. But it's that first half going down 35-14 that really hurt them.
Yeah, and not to mention 3 turnovers Cumberland Valley has. Interesting game. And here's Central knocking on the door, dude.
They're knocking on the door. They have 1 timeout left. And if any fans left this stadium, they're going to be upset when they hear this music playing outside of this arena, because this game is still within reach for Central York. Uncharacteristic things I see from Central York this game, going for that onside kick early in the third quarter. Didn't know if that was the best idea. And also, the second quarter, Central York scored, and then they kicked the ball off, and CV had 1 minute to score, and they had that big-time kick return that went about 60 yards to set them up for another score. Tyler Strolling, do you have anything you want to add on?
Shout out to the right tackle, Scott Monk of Central York. He just had a huge block that allowed them to double team to the linebacker to clear the path. And here's an onside kick. It's going to be recovered by CV, and they're going to fall on it right here. And Central's going to get one last chance to stop him right here.
2:24 to go.
And I wonder, that's the third time, I believe, that Central did an onside kick. Or is that the second onside kick?
I believe it was the second time tonight. Yeah, we've seen it tonight in this game. Interesting now, to see if Central can get a 3 and out and potentially get the ball into field goal position. A field goal would win it, but again, Central's defense has to create a 3 and out here, or maybe even a turnover,
Defense has to be key right now. Get a turnover. You want to go for the ball. This is for all the beans, man.
An effective
you want to
run
call
there.
a timeout, maybe. Sucks.
It's J.D.
You don't
Hunter
have that
with
much
the carry.
time on the clock, but you want to call a timeout as soon as you can, because you know that CV is going to burn the clock all the way down to about a minute and a half. I mean, a minute and a half. They're going to burn that clock. You want to.
Yeah, right now,
It's a gutsy
they're in
call.
no hurry offensively here, Cumberland Valley. Ball set up at the 48-yard line of Central.
All it takes is one play.
Second down and 4.
Second and 4.
J.D. Hunter in motion. And they give a big run there, by number 42, Bryce Starretts.
And Bryce Starretts, he was the main factor in the first half, man. He was running all over Central York in the first half. They really contained them in the second half. But that run right there is, pretty much, you never know. There's still more time on the clock. I don't want to say anything, but Central York does call a timeout, which is their last timeout of the game, with a minute and 28 seconds to go. So right now, they can only hope for a turnover. They got to pop that ball out somehow.
And certainly the Central York Marching Band trying to create some noise here to rev up the fans and the team with 1:28 to go. Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 33.
Just got an update from the York High score. York High 32 over Hempfield 27.
Is that a final, or is
That's
that
not a
still
final at this point, but York High just scored. They're up 32, the 27 over Hempfield. Thank you for the update. And it looks like
And right now they're in victory formation.
victory
Cumberland Valley.
formation. It's a tale of two halves. Central York pretty much controlled the second half, and CV pretty much controlled the first half. And don't watch both of these ball clubs moving forward, because they could possibly see each other in the district playoffs.
Just over a minute to go here.
Don't know how much this would change the power rankings between these two ball clubs, because they're both 6A powerhouses, and they're predicted to go deep into the playoffs.
Yes.
So and it's been a shootout so far in this game. Very classy. No one got hurt. Both ball clubs know each other. They have Central York teammates, student athletes, their staff. They know Josh Oswald very well. You'll see a lot of hugs after the game. We'll interview Josh Oswald as well.
Yeah, we hope to get a word with Coach. And
You'll see a lot of love after the game between both ball clubs.
I mean, I would imagine looking at some of the players of the game, I might pick Isaac Signs and I think the running back, Bryce Starretts.
Absolutely. They were the shining stars for both ball clubs. Keep their head up high. They are the two that was the 1-1 outside of the conference.
Cumberland Valley Eagles come out on top 35, Central York Panthers 33. Thank you all for coming out. Have a pleasant weekend.
And your score tonight from Central York High School, Cumberland Valley 35, Central York 33, as the players meet at midfield, shake hands.
Yeah, Isaac Signs.
Do we have their stats?
Well, 2 touchdowns
Maybe our guys have
for
it.
Starretts and 2 touchdowns for Signs.
Want to tell the fans that tune in, we will be doing a post-game interview with Josh Oswald and our 2 player of the games. Players.
Players of the game. Yeah, we'll make our way down to the field.
And we know it's a collective effort, but, after each game, we try to recognize 1 or 2 players and talk to the coach and, give them some TV time and also a chance to say hi to mom and dad and, and just, pick their brain a little bit when they come out of a hard-fought game like they did tonight against Central York. And Central York is lining up, as you can see, to do their not their victory song, but their pretty much what they do after every game.
In front of the band and salute the band. You see this at a lot of the college games, and it's done at the high school level as well. And the 3rd loss for Coach Janczak in his
3 years. Yeah,
yes.
3rd loss in 3 years. I mean,
it doesn't happen often.
Keep your head up high.
Yes.
What's key for Central York, I believe, is to know they got to have 4 quarters of football. They did a great job in that second half, but they really got punched in the mouth in the first half. But the second half, they played lights out, played a really good job. I mean, they did a really good job, but I just think the time ran out on them. They couldn't get anything going. They scored 19 points. They went 19-0.
Yeah.
19 points to CV 0 in the second half, but they couldn't overcome that first half, deficit.
Yeah, the turnover that you mentioned, the deficit, the 3 interceptions, 2 failed 2-point conversions, along with the 1 block point after attempt, and it was a close contest. And,
yes.
And tonight it goes to Cumberland
Also want to tell the
Valley.
fans the score was 35-33, but Central York had 2 2-point conversions that they did not complete, and they also had a block extra point. So that's 5 points right there that they could have possibly scored. It could have swayed the game either way, but sometimes it comes down to inches, and that's what this game was right here, a battle of the inches and, of just getting enough to win the game. And that's exactly what CV did and Coach Oswald.
Shall we make our way down to the field? We probably should. How about it? Before the crowd.
Yeah, we'll go down to the field, and we'll have an opportunity to talk to the coaches and everybody that's a part of that winning program for CV right now. Give us a few seconds and we'll be down there.
Our sideline reporter Tyler Stroney is down there, and we may even want to talk to that the freshman Tyler Merrill, 6'5", 305 pounds.
Well, we'll line up here. We are live. We're going to get the coach. We'll of course, one of the coach is out there, Coach Josh Oswald,
Talking to the local media.
We have Bryce here. We might as well get him into the mix here. Wow, I mean, let's Bryce, congratulations. Big win. I'll tell you, a big game, 2 touchdowns. What went into tonight's game plan tonight against this Central York Ball Club?
I mean, we were focused on the run heavily, running up the middle because their like linebackers were spaced out and they were weak.
And they gave you a lot of room to run, as evident tonight. 2 touchdown runs, 2 big wins, first against Manheim Township and now tonight against Central York. Where do you go from here?
We're on to Springford, getting ready tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. It's a whole week. It's all about Springford.
No doubt about it. Congratulations on a big win. I hope to get your coach over here. Would you like to say anything to maybe some fans or friends or family that are watching on Sports Shooting Stars? You earned it tonight, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I just want to thank my linemen. First of all, they blocked amazing. My parents, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, and Bryce, like I said, just to add on, man, it was like a tale of 2 halves. The first half, you guys totally dominated, and then the second half, Central York started to come back. What was the game plan in the second half when you saw them start to chip back into it? And you know the time was on your side as well. Yeah. We know Cumberland Valley for running the ball a lot, you know what I'm saying, and having good running backs. So what was the game plan in the second half when you saw them start to chip back into it?
Well, we lost a lot of our starters. They were all like cramping and getting injured. So we were trying to space them out, but it was hard because we can go in trips. So it was basically just run, pass, stuff like that. I mean.
All right, sounds good. Let's get your guy here, man. How's it going? Hey, man, great job tonight. Yeah, we're live on
celebration.
TV
We're live with Sports Shooting Stars. Hey, 2 touchdown runs for you as well. I mean, I tell you what, take it away here. I mean,
you guys had a great game last week against Manheim Township. You know what I mean, coming off that big win, coming to a place like Central York. What was the game plan for you coming in? I was unaware about your ability, but you made me a believer today, man. You're very nimble on your feet. You have a big arm, and like I said, you seem like a tough player. So what was the game plan for you coming into Central York tonight?
Thank you, I appreciate it. We just have a good week of practice, good week of film, and we might be the one scoring the touchdown, but give all the praise to them boys up front. They're working, had a great week, had a great offseason, and just got to keep working.
What about Coach Josh Oswald? I know you guys love him at the program, man. What was his energy? I saw him on the sideline running back and forth, and I've been around him for a couple years myself, so I know that's what he brings. But what kind of coach is Josh Oswald for you?
He's awesome. Came in, great playbook. Came in, ready to switch the program around. I think obviously this was a statement game for him, and he had great energy, helped us on the sidelines, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, I think this was an emotional game for Oswald to come back to Central York and get that win, and you guys really carried him big time, man. So we're live on TV. Do you want to say anything to your mom or dad or anybody watching tonight? Like I said, will this be posted online tonight, and we'll tag you guys.
Thanks for coming, Mom and Dad.
There you came here tonight. Of course. Well, you guys were our player of the games. Like I said, we're going to give you guys a shirt. We have a football as well, so you guys did a great job. So good job, man, and good luck moving forward.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot,
and
man. Yeah.
Good luck on the rest of the season. You've earned it mid-pen here. Cumberland Valley Eagles, players of the game tonight, and kudos to Cumberland Valley for coming in here with a big win over Central York. Congratulations, guys.
Go celebrate with your team, man. Good job, man. See you later.
Isaac Signs, along with running back Bryce Storetz. Well earned tonight, too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Them guys, like I said, they're always bigger in person, right? When I go around and see these guys, they're always bigger in person. Or they're smaller in person. I'm like, man, how can you do all that against these big guys? But like I said, they were ready to play tonight. They did a great job. I can't wait to talk to Josh Oswald. He's a great guy known for a lot of years now, and he's doing a lot for the CV Ball Club. Tyler Stroney knows all about Josh Oswald.
Yeah,
he's one of our guys.
Here.
Hey, Marcellus, if you guys can come in and take a look.
So
the fans can see what's going on.
The voices behind the mics here, and they helped out tonight. Tyler, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Man, if I'm Coach Janchek, I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to be a great season for him, and you're going to bounce back, and you're going to get opportunities against good teams to bounce back. And, these teams might see each other again. These are 2 solid teams with solid offenses, and, I think Coach Janchek's going to go back and look at the film, and he's going to like what he sees on offense, and he's going to continue to build upon that. And for Coach Oswald, it's a statement win for him because this was a program at Central York that used to look up to Cumberland Valley, and tonight that Cumberland Valley team came in and wanted to beat Central York. So these are 2 programs that are still trending in the right direction, and, Cumberland Valley, they're mid-pen contenders this year. They really are. and nobody would have said that at the beginning of the season. I think J.D. Hunter is a big reason for it, a big interception tonight. And Caden Pines really shut down Ethan Carlos on the outside. And Ethan Carlos is going to bounce back, and he's going to have a great season too. So, a lot of development for Central York tonight, a lot of these young guys. And for Cumberland Valley, a way to jump back on top. And we're going to get Josh Oswald over here, and he's going to get on the mic, and Todd's going to interview him.
We'll do that. Marcellus, your thoughts again real quick before we get to
you guys pretty much nailed it. Not much more you could say, but big shout out to all you guys watching at home. Just continue to keep sharing. We're going to be here all season long, and it's all because of you guys.
And this is the man of the hour right here.
He is.
This
He
is
returns
Coach
to
Oswald,
Central.
Josh Oswald.
Former coach of Central, now with Cumberland Valley. A big win tonight. Coach, your thoughts on the win tonight?
It's a tough opponent, so it was nice to come into their house and earn the victory.
No doubt. Well earned. What went into the game plan for you tonight playing this Central York Ball Club?
Well, I think the easy motivation is last year's game, and we thought we had some answers, and then we crumbled late in the game. To kind of bow up in a similar scenario this year and dig it out makes us feel good. But as far as the game plan, I mean they have dudes. They have guys that we could circle, we could talk about, and they still made plays tonight. But I think we limited them in what they wanted to do at times, and just enough times to come out with the victory.
And you had players tonight. Anybody you like to focus on tonight in terms of that stood out for you?
I just think I love the first off, I always want to give some credit to our guys up front that continue to grind it out on both sides of the ball, the offensive line, defensive line. But last week we had a hot hand in J.D. Hunter. I think tonight we had a hot hand in Bryce Sterritz. Isaac Steins continues to produce for us and lead for us. Caden Pines was lights out on both sides of the ball tonight with a big pick and also a touchdown. So again, it's shared wealth. There's not one athlete that I think opposing defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators can circle as our go-to, and I think it's just it's a team effort, and guys continue to step up when they need to.
Well, Coach, I know going into this game, a lot of people know Cumberland Valley for running the ball. You switched it up in this game plan. You threw the ball a few times. You had a surprise. Is that the game plan moving forward, or just for this particular game, you want to kind of open it up and throw the ball a little bit more?
If you've never seen my offense, I think your son was a receiver in my offense.
Absolutely.
We like to spread it out, man. We like to keep defensive coordinators on their toes. Obviously, my former defensive coordinator, Mike Cesarano, on the other side of the ball. Yeah. That always makes it difficult because he knows some of the signals that we run. He knows a lot of the a lot of the different things that we do. So, game planning for this week offensively is a little tricky. More in like he knows kind of our bag of tricks to a point. So, kind of keeping him on his toes. We're not going to keep running this play over and over again. We're going to give different variations, different smoke and mirrors, so that's important. And again, it just feels good to come out of here on the right side.
Yeah, and I know this was an emotional game for you to come back to Central York and get this win. What were you talking to your players about in that second half when Central York started to chip back into the game? I knew Tom was on your side in the second half, but when they started to chip back into the game, what was you saying to your players to keep them focused and know that you can come out with a victory?
Exactly that. Just lock it in, and we can't worry about what just happened. We got to make sure that the next play is ours. We make the next play, we'll be all right. We make the next play, we'll be all right. And coming into tonight, they're a good team. They're going to score points. They're going to make plays. Different guys will make plays. How we respond to when they make a play is what's going to be the result of the game. And I think our guys stepped up when we need to.
Well, absolutely. You guys are 2-0 moving forward, man. Great job. And like I said, always great to see you, man. Always great to see you. So
congratulations.
Great job. Celebrate
Coach.
with your team.
Safe trip back.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Valley.
Thanks a lot.
Josh Oswald, the winning coach tonight, and Sports Shooting Stars. Congratulations again to Cumberland Valley. And you're watching Sports Shooting Stars with Dew Jones, Todd Edwards. We thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll be back next Friday as we travel to Smalls Athletic Field as York High plays host to Carlisle.
That should be a really good game. Mid-Penn team out of Carlisle, York High with Jaheim White and the rest of the Sam Stoner and the rest of the guys they got there. Should be a really good game. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, sticking with us. Like I said, we had a little bit of technical difficulties in the first half, about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we were back on deck. So really appreciate everybody that tunes into our games. Like us on Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter. Look at our schedule we got coming up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We got some dynamic games. Really big shout out to Tyler Stoney, Marcus Gottwald, Belinda Morales, Cliff Kern, of course, Todd Edwards and the whole crew.
And Dew Jones.
Our sponsors tonight, Dean's Auto Plaza, S3 Performance Training, Basil Insurance, YAFFL, York Adult Flag Football League.
Parma's Pizza of
York,
Charlestown.
York Tent and Awning, big shout out to them and everybody that
Engine
filmed.
Company Sports.
Engine Company Sports.
Yep.
And also another shout out, September 15th, they're having a Eli Brooks fundraiser event at the Old Central York. You definitely want to be a part of that. There's going to be a slam dunk competition there as well. And also a dunk tractor, which is something that, kids are familiar with the hoop bus. But this dump tractor will be outside where you can get some dunks, and we have some guys, and it's a $250 cash prize. And we also have some other cash prizes that's going to happen on September 15th, the Eli Brooks fundraiser event. Definitely want to tune in and check that out and show up and have a good time.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, guys, see you later. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for everything.
Happy Labor Day weekend to our viewers, and we'll be back next Friday.
Thank you.
From Smalls Athletic Field.